It's time for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX, on your radio at AM 940 and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ren Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. Rams pregame show starts now.
And good morning for Brendan Klein Memorial Field. Doubleheader action today between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Highland Bulldogs. Baseball doubleheader should be a great day, the final day of the Class 3A regular season for most teams. There will be some teams that take games in the next week before heading to the regional, but today the Rams wrap up their regular season slate with games number 34 and 35. This is your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Mount Vernon and Salem, give them a call at 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. So the Mount Vernon Rams and the Highland Bulldogs today. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about this match between two quality 3A programs. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
I'm Brian May with a look at your next rad weather. Areas of fog this morning, otherwise partly sunny and warmer today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, high 81. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 63. Clouds and sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, warm and humid, high 89. Monday, very warm and humid with clouds and sun, a gusty thunderstorm possible, high 89. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
The technology in the 2013 Ford Fusion keeps you connected with the world and with your car. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Available Sync with My Ford Touch allows you to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road while you play your favorite music. Control the interior climate, make or receive phone calls, and receive turn-by-turn directions. The new suspension system delivers a smooth ride, and for peace of mind, the available intelligent all-wheel drive system gives you traction when you need it most. Already affordable, drive away in a 2013 Ford Fusion for only $20,995 when you finance through Ford Motor Credit. Come see one of our associates at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, or see our entire inventory online at fordsquare.com.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Glad to have you with us. Doubleheader baseball today between the Highland Bulldogs and the Mount Vernon Rams. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Avery Barton is back at our Mount Vernon studio. Here for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes and now details of all locations of Mount Vernon and Salem. Ask about free detailing for the life of your car. 1-888-LANDERS. The UC big matchup for the Mount Vernon Rams today got win number 25 on Wednesday. They're going to do that game. 6-3 victory over the Edwardsville Tigers on the road in a crucial matchup for the Rams, hoping to get number 25 before coming into today with a key doubleheader against the Highland Bulldogs. This has been the game, the regular season ender for the Rams since we can remember. Of course, 2008 state champions in Class 3A with now Major League pitcher Jake Haberer at the helm. This has been a team that's managed to best the Rams. I don't think either has swept a doubleheader in quite a few years, but it's a good matchup going into the regular season for both teams.
I think it's a good tester. You got two teams, number one seeds in a respective regional, Highland at Triad, Mount Vernon at Heron. Highland, of course, from that very prestigious Mississippi Valley Conference where they had some baseball success in recent years. And you look at what Highland can bring to the table at 25 wins, Mount Vernon also with 25 wins. But it's a test for both teams here this morning to start with and this afternoon to see where each other stands with those 25 wins as they head off into postseason next week.
Well, postseason begins next week. Of course, Highland is the number 1 seed headed to the Triad Regional. The Rams are the number 1 seed heading to Heron. So two very, very different regionals in terms of the competitive landscape, as you have the Triad Knights, the number 2 seed, and what a matchup that might be next Saturday if those two teams were able to meet again. Both finished 8-2 in the Mississippi Valley.
Be a very intriguing matchup. You have those two teams get back together one more time before the season ends. And when you look at the sectional complex at Effingham, early on, Mount Vernon has 25 wins, but early on, that regional up at Triad has the favorite probably to win that sectional at Effingham.
Of course, the Rams take the field. They'll rely on a left-hander, Landon Thomas. Probably need to get to know the Highland Bulldogs. Courtesy of Central Christian Church, log on to thenewscentral.com and watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's all at thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church is loving God and loving people.
Mitch Carringer will lead off and play center field, followed by Joel Mason at second and Jake Haberer pitching. Batting fourth will be Joe Duncan, the shortstop, followed by Zach Steve at third and Tyler Zappia at first base. Right fielder Grant Gefford will bat seventh. Nick Balkenbush will be back in left field at eighth, and Spencer Holzinger will bat ninth and catch for the Bulldogs of Highland High School.
And, of course, for the Mount Vernon Rams defensively, we told you it'll be the left-hander Landon Thomas on the mound. Senior Colin Young will do the catching. It's Colton Metter, Trevor Flota, Matthew Williams, Sawyer Harrison from first to third. And from left to right in the outfield will be Hayden Beninsky, Clayton Reeves, and Jake Pike, with Reeves getting the start in center today with the center fielder Thomas, the lefty, on the mound. Got a key save, got a strikeout. Only batter faced on Wednesday and helped secure that 6-3 win on the road at Edwardsville.
Well, and it was a big out because Mount Vernon was wavering a little bit. If it was a boxing match, they'd taken some body blows, some uppercuts there in the 6th and the 7th, and he came in and put some water on the fire that had grown out of that matchup. In that 6th and 7th inning, came in, got the strikeout against the left-handed hitter, and did a great job. Didn't add to the issue.
Well, the great thing about a game like today is you can throw a guy like Landon Thomas in Game 1, depend on him to take you through it and eat a lot of innings for you, so that way you're not burning some of your arms that you really need going into next week's postseason with your first game on Wednesday against the winner of Marion and Heron. Of course, those lineups brought to you by Central Christian Church, but it's good to have an asset like that, and maybe a Trevor Flota-like asset as well, or even a Tyler Morgan from game number 2 in this critical doubleheader.
Well, you're looking at, you don't want to throw too many people a day, too many things, but it's one of these deals where you're going to see what everybody can do and how everything goes.
So the lefty will get it started. Mitch Carringer to the center fielder against Landon Thomas. First pitch comes inside and just misses at 10:53. So we get started about 7 minutes early today. And it's a quick 1-0 count here on Carringer in the top of the first. It'll be Mason and Haberer to follow. Here in the top half, Rams back at home. It's somewhat of a senior day. Seniors are actually honored Tuesday night at the awards banquet. 2-0 now as it misses low to Carringer. Mason and Haberer, we told you to follow here in the first. Joseph Duncan, the shortstop, should anybody get aboard. Thomas going to do his best not to allow that to happen, but a pitch will miss low as Coach Hawkins will head out to the third base box. It's 3 balls, no strikes to Carringer here in the top half of the first. No score yet. It's going to be a great day for baseball. Partly cloudy skies, pretty overcast here. Hoping the sun will come out in just a moment. The 3-0 comes, and that'll miss low and away, so lead off walk on 4 pitches to Carringer to bring up Mason with a runner on.
Not a good start. This Highland team, obviously, everybody knows, do all the fundamentals very well.
Oh, yeah.
And just like Mr. Flota, he does all the fundamentals very well also. And it's a team that's going to be a tough challenge here today for the Mount Vernon Rams.
A challenge indeed out of the tough Mississippi Valley Conference. I know in some sports we might think that's rather oxymoronic, but the baseball conference indeed is the MVC. Here comes bunt shown. There's those fundamentals. Down third base side, Harrison picks it up, makes a running throw to first base. Good coverage there by Harrison on the 5-3, but it does advance the runner to second on the second.
Well, and it's a very fluffy infield. You can see from our position here, it's everything nicely mowed, but it's a fluffy grass, as we've had a lot of rain, obviously, this spring, and it's easier right now in this field today, drop a bunt down either line and have that grass catch it and hold on to it.
Runner on second, so an RBI chance. The left-hander Thomas will come out of the stretch. The right-handed batter, Jake Haberer. His counterpart on the hill today for the Highland Bulldogs. They'll check on the runner at second. Ooh, just back in time is Carringer, who led off the game with a 4-pitch walk. Followed by a 5-3 sack bunt by Joel Mason, and now Haberer stands in, still awaiting the first pitch to be thrown. From the lefty, Landon Thomas, a senior who will go play baseball next year at Relied College, adding to the cupboard of talent that have gone on to collegiate baseball under Coach Holloway. Pitch on the way is going to miss low and away, almost in the dirt. Good grab by Young. And it'll be 1-0 to the pitcher.
Hate to see the plate jumping around on Thomas this early. You don't want to throw a lot of pitches early. You're looking for distance today out of your starting pitchers. You'd rather not use a lot of pitchers today on this doubleheader day.
And 1-0 is the count here on the pitcher, Haberer. Runner on second, one out here in the top of the first. No score yet. This game got started a little bit early. 10:53 was your first pitch. Here comes 1-0 off the plate. Quickly, 2 balls and no strikes. For those who may be arriving late, have an acceptable excuse. Not supposed to have started until 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
As we await the 2-0. Beautiful day, even though it's overcast. 70-degree temperature, calm winds. Nothing too brisk in the forecast until maybe later on. The runner, between the black, hard to see who's running, who's not. They check on the runner at second. The throw gets into center field. Not the old Jefferson County play by any means.
No.
And to third base will go Carriger.
But some misexecution play. Mount Vernon threw a ball away there, and it's an error. And allows the runner to get from second to third. And unfortunately for the Rams, another botched cue here obviously in the field.
And it's a 2-0 count on the pitcher, Haberer. Duncan on deck for the Bulldogs, threatening with a runner 90 feet away in the top of the first inning. No score yet, no runs or no hits. Here comes the pitch on the way. Ground ball could score the runner, and it will. Blood will pick it up and fire to first base, and a 4-3 RBI for Haberer as he helps out his own cause and gives Highland the 1-0 lead.
Well, the unearned run there for Highland is the error perpetrated the runner to get to third, and of course the ground ball out to simple baseball, and he gets the glad hand of Haberer, gets the lead for himself on the bump, but gets the glad hand from his teammates with the RBI ground out.
Of course, we'll try to keep you updated on some scores throughout the afternoon. Regional championships in classes 1A and 2A. As the first pitch comes across the plate, it was a great-looking pitch to the right-hander Duncan. From the looks of him, I'd say probably stands about 5'10", 5'11", probably not quite 6 feet.
Scrawny strong, what I would call him.
Sure, as the 0-1 going to be tapped foul to our left. Into the matting, and it's quickly 0-2 to Duncan. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland with 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 0-2 the count, 2 gone here in the first. Highland a 1-0 lead. As this is going to be a ground ball, Coach Hawkins is going to give it a try.
He was taking a run at it over there.
That's aggressive.
It's a long bus ride. You got to get that pin-up energy coming down from Highland.
So it'll be Zach Gines out of the Ram dugout to go get it.
Although I missed that ski sorbet we're not going to get today.
Oh, that was good stuff. 0-2, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Here comes the pitch to Duncan. Fouls this the opposite way. Look out in the parking lot. No cars there. Everybody's getting the hang of it by game number 34. And it is 0-2. We'll do it again to Joseph Duncan. Steve on deck here for the Bulldogs, trying to make it a big inning. Landon Thomas trying to keep them at bay as we near the official start time of 11 o'clock. Got underway at about 10:53 for just joining us. The 0-2 count. Swung on a miss. Good inside pitch. And now they'll retire the side, but the Bulldogs score a run. It's 1-0 Highland through 1/2. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins. You did it. It's graduation day, and you've got that feeling beyond compare. From kindergarten to graduation, your day-to-day efforts have been your first long-term investment. Community First Bank extends congratulations along with a promise. In the coming year, we will increase our community scholarship dollars to encourage graduation goals across Jefferson County and further invest in our community. Like us on Facebook to learn more. Community First Bank, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC.
Come see the 2013 Chevy Spark at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. It's just the right amount of small and stylish. It looks awesome, gets great fuel economy, and has lots of safety features like 10 airbags. It's fun to drive and is a safe car with lots of safety features like 10 airbags. You can parallel park the Spark where most cars wouldn't dare. And the Spark starts at just over $12,000. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and WMIXSports.com. Free services from Withers Broadcasting.
And we welcome you back. You just heard it, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Top of the hour, it's 11 o'clock. This game's already a half inning old as Highland took a 1-0 lead. A leadoff walk by Mitch Carriger turned into a run after an error at second base, allowed Carriger to go to third. There's an RBI ground out by the pitcher Haberer that gave Highland the 1-0 lead, and of course we need to meet the Rams batting order.
Jake Pike, Landon Thomas, Colin Young in the first third, Colton Metter, Trevor Floda, Matthew Williams the second third, and in the final third, Clayton Reeves, Sawyer Harrison, and Hayden Paninsky.
There you go. 1-0 ball game. Highland on top. We'll meet the Bulldog defense here in just a moment. Haberer, the pitcher, to the catcher, Spencer Holzinger. We'll meet the rest of the lineup here in just a moment. Neither team going with the DH today. Just a straight true 9 for both sides. Both teams wearing black. We'll describe the unis in just a moment. As the first pitch to Pike, trying to bunt his way on. Missed up high as he pulled back, and Pike's ahead here, 1-0. Of course, we need to tell you, Tyler Zappi at first, Joel Mason at second, Joseph Duncan at short. Zach Steve is the third baseman, Nick Falkenbush out in left, Carriger, of course, the aforementioned Mitch Carriger is in center, Grant Geppert out and right, as Pike, as you heard, fouling off the top of the side here. And it's a 1-1 count with nobody on and nobody out. Pike gets it started. Sun peers out from behind us. Still trying to get high up into the various spheres of the levels of this earth. And a 1-2 count to Pike. See, the atmosphere, the ionosphere, the troposphere, plenty others. As the 1-0, right at the 1-2 comes inside. Looks like it got the back cap of Pike. Turned in, and he'll take his base. We'll see if the Rams can make a leadoff runner count.
Haberer last year in the only game played at Highland went 3 2/3. Gave up some runs early. Of course, Highland came back to win that game. It was a long affair, about 2.5 hours. But Haberer's a guy that likes to go distance and get a lot of innings in. And we'll see if Mount Vernon can have the same success this year as they did last year.
Of course, it's 1-0 now. Highland on top, tying run on first base, and this could be a bunt popped in the air. Thomas is going to actually pop this over the mesh net. It'll be 0-1.
Haberer's got some late movement. I mean, he throws hard, got some MPHs, but he's got some late movement on it. So you can't wait back and judge a little bit on when that ball's going to be there. You got to get your bat out there, get ready to go, especially if you're putting.
No balls and a strike to LT. A runner on first, tying run, and a 1-0 ball game here in the home half. Let's see what happens. Haberer out of the stretch, the right-hander looking in. Thomas trying to show bunt. It's high. Good eye there, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Things even out here to Landon. Of course, familiar faces in new places. You'll find that at Community First Bank as they continue to expand in Jefferson County. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, the official voice of Rams Athletics. 1-1 the count, runner on. Thomas gets this drop down first base side. And that'll be
That hit him, yeah. That hit Landon Thomas on the foot. I thought it hit him on the foot, but the umpire is saying that the ball was in foul territory when it hit him in the foot. Landon bunted that one and touched it with his foot.
Looked like it was his foot that kicked it.
Yeah, kicked it foul territory. I think Mount Vernon got a major break there. Well, it's not over yet. They're going to go out and talk to the base umpire. And I think that's a good deal because the homemade umpire can only see so much. He called it foul, but he's going to ask the base umpire, and I doubt the base umpire can see one that far, but he might.
You never.
But I think Landon Thomas is out here. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's
foul ball. His ball was foul first, then he kicked it, is what the umpire is saying, and that's a fair argument.
Right. That's a very fair argument. And if that's the case, the Rams get a break here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, you can appeal all you want to the infield umpire, but from where he is standing, and he is in the right place, it's going to be tough through the grass and all that because it's a grass infield. It's going to be tough to see that.
From our angle back here, we're back way behind the backstop. We could see Landon's foot touch that ball. It looked like it's being fair territory, but as it is, maybe the Rams catch a break here.
You got to make the best of it here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 ball game. Tying run on first base for the Rams. It's Jake Pike led off with a hit by pitch. And we'll wait the 1-2 to LT. Here it comes, and that'll be pushed off of the plate outside to the left-hander. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Haberer's got special stuff. He's got next level and next level stuff.
That's some decent pop with a fastball. See what happens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big break for the Rams, and this one is going to be to the shortstop going for 2. Second baseman turns. A good job there by Duncan to Mason to Zappia. And maybe a little break back to Highlands. Momentum 6-4-3.
So ground ball double play, custom made. Ball was hit hard. Can't complain about that. Just a hard hit ball and a custom made double play, the 6-4-3 variety.
That's great. Great job by Duncan to get it to Mason. Just a great turn by Mason. Caught it with Swab and then threw over to first base with a fire. And 2 outs here in the inning and no base runners now for Colin Young, the senior catcher, who will head to Lindenwood Belleville next year. Of course, we'll get some scores in just a moment, starting to roll in. Even though most games get started at 11, there's 1 game going on right now. Actually, a couple that got started about 10 o'clock this morning. As it's a first pitch strike on the outside corner with the right-handed Colin Young. So 1-0 Highland on top in the bottom half of this first inning. Rams looked like they had some signs of promise to start, but now with the bases empty after a double play, it'll be up to Young to get it going again and takes 1 low and away for a 1-1 count. Got to take advantage of every break you get in a game like this and a team like Highland. Beautiful, blacktops. And I hate to use beautiful for a manly sport, as it's 2-1 high and tied to young, but that script across their uniform, it's a red script with white trim on the black top with red numeric trimmed in white. Just phenomenal tops for the Bulldogs. Of course, a baseball program with a state title in their grasp. That was back in 2008, 2-2 the count.
I think the one thing, too, to look at this game, game one, both teams not figuring on a lot of runs, at least early on. Both teams bunting or attempting to bunt for sacrifices in the top and the bottom of this inning. Of course, you'll see similar game plans out of both head coaches. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rams and Highland have been playing each other for nearly forever. And it's swung on a miss on a fastball by Young. So down go the Rams, technically in order. After a double play and a strikeout, that does it through 1. It's 1-0 Highland. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality, new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties, honest deals, and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Your future is calling. With a GED test and some help from Ren Lake College, you can answer the call. The current test expires at the end of 2013, and your scores will expire too if you don't finish and pass the test by then. Don't feel prepared? Don't worry, we can help. Visit finishtheged.com to learn more. Don't miss the chance to turn one small step into your next big opportunity, like college, a better job, and the respect you deserve. Finish your GED by the end of 2013. Questions? Call Ren Lake College's Adult Education and Literacy Department today at 437-5321.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Your home for every pitch of Rams baseball here. So glad to have you. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside Avery Barton is back at our Mount Vernon studio here on graduation day for the Rams seniors. 8 o'clock tonight, of course. J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, weather permitting. Doesn't look like that'll be a problem. As the first pitch of the inning will come to Zach Steve and takes it low and away from Thomas for ball 1. You can watch that graduation tonight on WMIXSports.com or log on to WMIX94.com, and we will have live streaming of tonight's commencement exercise. As the 1-0 comes inside, ground ball to Williams. Picked up, fires across in time, and 6-3 is the first out of inning number 2.
Chelsea Miller finished 7th in the long jump today for SVW at the girls' Class 1A state track meet. Harrisburg. Murphy leads Carterville 4-0 after 4 in baseball, and T-Town is up 175-0 against whoever they're playing in baseball.
Might as well be. T-Town leads Marshall 7-0 in the third. With 1 out, here comes the first pitch. That bounces pretty high off to the plate. 1-0. Tyler Zappia, Grant Geppert to follow here in this top of the second. Highland took a 1-0 lead in the first. Leadoff walk, came around to score. Of course, the run to Thomas was unearned after he reached third on an error and then came in on a ground out. The following batter struck out. That's how the inning ended. And fast forward here to the second. It's a 1-1 count on the swinging miss by Zappia. So that scoreboard update was presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, find Tony in his office. Look for him online at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. As the 1-1 comes inside, misses low. 2-1 to Zappia. Geppert on deck with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Plenty of facets to the broadcast coming your way today. Of course, we will look for an RLC player of the game. That's where Landon Thomas will head to continue his collegiate career. Matthew Williams will play golf there. Tyler Ellis will play baseball there, too. And it's 3-1 count quickly to Zappia. Ren Lake College can save you thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. Lefty Thomas on the mound, down in the count here, 3-1 to the first baseman. Here comes inside corner, good strike. Full count.
He works behind majority of the day. It's going to be a long one for Landon. He's got to get ahead.
Maybe get a ground ball here. Here comes. Nope, up and away. So the second walk today issued. This one is a 1-out variety in the second, and with what had happened back in the first, you hope that's not going to be a repetitive motion. Or at least a redundancy, as we will have the Brock Portel. Could be Portal. Portel. 2 L's on the end after a Port and an E. That'll bring in the right fielder, Grant Geppert, with a runner on. Here in the top of the second inning. So 1-0 Highland lead. Doubleheader today for you here from Brennan Klein Memorial Field on a beautiful Saturday. Here comes first pitch of the at-bat. It's going to be across the plate. It's about number high on the uniform, and it's 0-1 to Gebert.
Lefty versus lefty should favor Landon Thomas a little bit here.
We'll see how it shakes out. Top of the second, 1-0 Highland lead. The runner on first and one out. The 0-1 pitch coming. Ooh, gets really ahead here on a swing and a miss. The pitch destined for the outside corner to the left-handed bat. It's 0-2.
Lots of signals given here. Something may be shaking.
Oh, Sue, that wouldn't surprise me in the least bit. 0-2 the count. Catcher Young will get set up. Possible. Nope. We're going to check on the runner first. So we might have a pitch out coming, but see what we get. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A runner on first here in the top half of the second inning. Busy day in high school baseball and high school softball, as well as girls track. Even some boys tennis. 0-2 with the runner on. Here comes Thomas. This can be popped up the opposite way, fisted into foul territory, third base side, picked up by Sawyer Harrison. Quickly looks back to keep the runner on first, and there's your second out on a great play by Sawyer.
Tough play going toward that third base dugout, looking back into the sun in the south, and of course sunglasses on top of the head, so he had everything going for him, but sunglasses.
Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. You can find us online at WMIXSports.com, archives of every broadcast, and a scoreboard whenever there's local sports. So a right-hander will stand in. It's Falkenbush, the left fielder, with a runner on at 2 outs. It's going to go the opposite way. It's a base hit into right field. There's Pike to come up with it. See if they can limit the damage. Quick throw in. He'll keep it at first and second with 2 outs, and a great base hit by Falkenbush.
Lift opposite way. First hit of the game as Highland scored their run without a hit in the first inning, and just a little opposite field single is first and second now with 2 outs.
So top of the second. Bulldogs threatened here. Runners are on first and second. A 1-0 ball game for Spencer Holzinger, the catcher, number 9 batter in the Highland lineup. We'll have 2 games for you today. We'll have game number 2 of this doubleheader. We'll have this doubleheader this year. Very disappointed to go and only get 1 game in at Highland last year. Of course, both teams were over the limit due to not having any rain. First pitch of this at bat. Good stop by Young. It was in the dirt. It's 1-0.
One of the cool aspects of this doubleheader is that when one team goes to the other place, the host team feeds them. So Mount Vernon will be doing a feeding today after Highland fed last year. So it's very cool between the 2 schools to offer food and drink in between and after games.
Very friendly rivalry between the 2 teams. 2 strong programs. Of course, Highland has a little bit more to boast about with the state title. Here comes. The 1-0 is going to miss outside off of the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Holzinger. Of course, it's always fun to go to Highland. I love this setup there at Glick Park, where you sit atop the first base dugout to broadcast. That's just the coolest thing to me. Can't wait to go back in 2014. Here comes the 2-0 inside. Just misses. 3 balls, no strikes to Holzinger. The pitch count continues to climb here in the second.
Yeah, and that's the problem right now. Landon's working behind against hitters rather than ahead. When you have to start doing that, then they start focusing in and centering in on pitches that you like to throw.
Of course, WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square. We'll tell you more about them after the 3-0 pitch. 2 outs here, 2 aboard. Top of the second. That's a pitch right across the plate. The WMIX Sports Mobile Studios for Ford Square. 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or you can find the all-new Ford F-150 at FordSquare.com and peruse their selection. Quick score update here in just a moment after the 3-1. Of course, you may have the same that I do. As we await the 3-1 pitch, here comes. Inside corner, well located. The count's full. Looks like Wayne City leads Woodlawn 2-0 in the top of the second. Centralia leads Effingham 3-love after 1. And it's no score between Shelbyville and Tuscola in baseball after 1 inning. That's a regional championship up there. I know an opponent that Harrisburg cautiously concerned about. We'll count 2 outs, and Thomas will step off with the runner back to second. First and second are your runners. 2 outs at the top of the second inning as the Bulldogs look to add some to their 1-0 tally. Looking for their 26th win of the year, as are the Rams. Highland 25-8. The Rams are 25-7-1. Highland finished 8-2, tied with Triad atop the Mississippi Valley, whereas the Rams were your South 7 Conference champs at 8-1-1. Pitch on the way, swung and a miss, and that'll get the Rams out of the inning. Highland strands a pair. We're through 1.5, still 1-0 Bulldogs. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon would like to announce the grand opening of a custom compounding lab located right next door. What is compounding, you ask? Well, quite simply, it's working with your doctor to solve problems. Have you ever had an infant who couldn't keep antibiotics down? Compounding is formulating that drug into a suppository. Problem solved. Have you ever been nauseous and unable to take tablets? We can compound that anti-nausea drug into a cream you simply apply to the skin. Problem solved. Worried about side effects or risks associated with oral pain medication or hormone therapy? We can compound pain medications or hormone meds into a topical cream that will avoid most, if not all, of the risks and side effects. Problem solved. These are just a small sampling of our ability to better serve our patients. It's another way we at the Medicine Shop stand out from the competition. Give the staff at the Medicine Shop a call today.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXSports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
It's a gorgeous Saturday in the King City. The Mount Vernon Rams trail the Highland Bulldogs by a score of 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Colton Metter, Trevor Flota, and Matthew Williams for Tim Holloway's Rams. Who surrendered a run in the top of the first, but did a nice job of coming back in the top of the second inning. Good rebound there by Landon Thomas with 2 on to get a full count strikeout on Spencer Holzinger to end the threat. So Highland stranded a pair today. Rams haven't stranded any. Still looking for their first base hit, though it's still early. We're all presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll tell you more about them after the first pitch of the inning. Here to Colton Metter. Right-hander stands in against Haberer, takes one high, and it's 1-0. Community First Bank has 5 Jefferson County locations, Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Proud to be the official voice of Rams Athletics on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. The 1-0 pitch coming, good at bat, but it's going to be a soft ground ball to Steve. Fires across, and a great effort by Metter to try to beat it out, but 5-3 is out number 1.
Ground ball, slow hit on this infield, plush and green and soft. You can run them out maybe today. Infielders are going to have to maybe play a step or two in compared to what they're used to.
Of course, a busy day for the Rams seniors. Have the doubleheader, then have graduation tonight. It started about 8 o'clock. Of course, you can watch that online at WMIXSports.com or WMIX94.com. Trying to make it easy. As Flota will send one foul behind us. Don't like where that was headed. Our friend may not have been too wise today. Of course, Sarah Staley of Country Financial would be glad to help you out in that type of instance where maybe you take a foul ball into the windshield. Tell you about her in a moment as the pitch bounces outside to Flota. Should be an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike. As with Sarah Staley, tomorrow is the day that anything could happen. Heck, today could happen. Maybe a foul ball when you meet with Sarah Staley at Country Financial Mount Vernon. You get a one-on-one relationship and a plan to meet your goals. Country Financial, what's your idea of financial security? As it is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Flota. Updating the count with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom half of the second inning. That was the pitch from Haberer, and this is going to be fouled off into the parking lot again. Should escape and maybe cross the road. Takes a bounce in the ditch, will roll under the vehicle, thankfully, and it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the Rams senior who will play golf next year.
The Rams have to lay off the high stuff. They're not catching up with that.
1-2 coming. This one is going to be a check swing, just foul. Down into right field, and we'll do 1-2 again. Caught up with that one, kind of. Still late. Almost, but it's down the line and just foul.
Rams aren't going to make their hay today up in that zone. You're going to have to force Haberer to come down a little bit. He can't live up there as a hitter up in that area.
Going to die more often than not. 1-2 coming to Flota again. Takes outside. It was off the plate. Still low as well, below the knees. 2-2. A beautiful day here in Mount Vernon. Hopefully an outside graduation, all but a certainty. You never want to guarantee, but the 2-2 fouled off. Flota's doing a good job of extending the at-bat. Of course, there haven't been many graduations inside. Mine was about 12 years ago. Maybe there's been one since, but hopefully outside tonight should be. No threat of rain in the forecast. 10% chance as the 2-2 comes. It's going to be fouled off right field side toward the concession shanty, and we'll do it again.
Good at-bat by Trevor. Battling off some pitches in the zone that are high. Got to foul those off, but got to make Haberer work his way down a little bit, get in the wheelhouse.
Out of the windup will come the right-hander. Black top, white pants, black hats. Here comes inside. It's full count to Flota.
It's a great at-bat. One of those grinding at-bats we like to talk about, making the pitcher work a little bit. This is the 10th bat of the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Here comes full count again. It's going to be high. And what a great at-bat by Trevor Float. On the 10th pitch, finally gets his base on balls. And that'll put a runner on with one out in the bottom of the second. Tying run aboard. Now it's up to Matthew Williams to get something done. He talked about back-to-back at-bats on Wednesday at Edwardsville, where I believe it wasn't Flota and Williams that were very productive. And
Williams
taking
and Reeves.
Well, there you go. So the Ram lineup's certainly capable of doing that here. Haberer will throw one high. And it'll miss to Williams. One ball, no strike.
And you start fouling some pitches off, and that pitcher gets frustrated out there on the mound and then starts bouncing around the ball a little bit and tries to get you cute, trying to avoid your bat, and that's how you end up in situations like he is now with the runner at first after a walk.
Here comes 1-0, and high to Williams. 2 balls, no strikes, a runner on. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Rams and Bulldogs. Bulldogs with an early 1-0 lead here in game number 1. We'll have game 2 for you by about 10 or 15 minutes after the conclusion of this first game. Haberer out of the stretch. The right-hander fires. This one's down the middle, swung and a miss. Comes back with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today. Here in the bottom of the second, 21 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. This game's about a half hour old, as the 2-1 pitch will sail high over the head of Williams, and that's 3-1.
Haberer getting into a habit here. After that at-bat by Flota, trying to overthrow and also trying to be cute around the corners.
We wait for it. Here it comes. It's going to be inside corner. Good pitch that time. Full count here to Williams. Flota on first. 1 out. Bottom of the second. Rams trying to even this one up, or maybe get a big inning here in the bottom half of the second. Still a lot of work to be done as the wind blows in slightly from right center toward the third base dugout. Here comes the full count. Called third strike. The throw down with the runner going, and Flota's going to be safe on a pitch that just caught the corner to Williams.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch. One of those you have to tip your cap and head to the dugout.
And in will step Clayton Reeves. Pitch count's been rising here, though, for Haberer, and for the Rams, you got to love that. And so Reeves will dig in with a runner on second, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch on the way. He's going to try to get time, and now we'll muscle one into right field. Underneath it, Gefford will make the play. So there you go. The Rams strand a runner here in the second. Still 1-0 Highland. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois welcomes Dr. Beth Conrarty to their medical staff. Dr. Conrarty specializes in comprehensive pain management using a multidisciplinary team approach by working with other specialists for optimal diagnosis and treatment of pain. Dr. Conrarty will treat most conditions of the spine, including management of cancer pain. Dr. Beth Conrarty, helping to make life better day after day at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois in Mount Vernon. Call 618-242-3778.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank, asking why you bank with Community First Bank. Is it knowing your deposits are also vital to home loans in Jefferson County and our local economy? Is it having your choice of convenient locations and ATMs? Is it seeing a staff of friendly faces you recognize as your neighbors? These are all reasons enough to count, though you only need one, and we are honored you chose us. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
And we welcome you back to Brendan Klein Memorial Field. Top of the third we go. Carriger, Mason, Haberer for the Bulldogs, who have a 1-0 lead heading into this top half of the third. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Avery Barton back at the WMIX studios in Mount Vernon. Keeps us there, keeps us online at WMIXsports.com. We handle the Twitterverse here locally. Of course, you can follow us there at WMIX Sports. So the lefty Carriger digs in, walked and scored his last time. Takes the pitch inside, just off the plate, and the lefty has a 1-0 count. Of course, another lefty-lefty matchup here. Second time through the order now for Highland. Pretty successful the first time through, at least a 1-0 lead. It's a pitch across the plate this time, just a little more across, and it's 1-1. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's going to be partly cloudy throughout 2 games here. We wait the 1-1. Ooh, good curveball across the plate, 1-2. Right across the meat of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carriger gets it started, followed by Mason and Haberer. Pitch on the way, curveball again. Come back to the pitcher, and it's going to be a throw to first base, and 1-3 is your first down.
Good start. Much better by Landon working ahead. Gets the ground ball back to the box for the 1-3 put out.
Plenty of dignitaries in attendance today. On a great day to catch a high school baseball or softball game. State finals, of course, going on track and field on the girls' side in Charleston this weekend. We'll wrap that up today. Here comes pitch low. And Mason takes the first pitch ball in the dirt.
Things starting to roll around now.
Okay, what we got?
T-Town's up 8-0 on Marshall baseball. Nashville leads DuQuoin 2-0 in softball after one. DuQuoin leads Benton after one, 1-0 in baseball.
Pitch on the way and a good stop by Young in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes here to Mason.
Murphy leads Carterville 4-0 in baseball after 4.
That scoreboard update, that busy update presented by Tony Wilk. We'll tell you about Anthony after the 2-0. Here it comes. It's going to be foul tipped toward the third base dugout. Not a problem there, and it's going to be 2-1. Tony Wilk, State Farm. Would love to help you with all of your insurance needs. His office is located at 42nd South Water Tower, that corner here in Mount Vernon. Online at TonyWilt.com, or you can always look for the white State Farm Jeep around town, which even has his phone number on it, as well as his website. 2-1 pitch, catches the outside corner. That'll even things up in a hurry to Mason, 2-2. Good pitch by Thomas.
Murphy now leads Carterville 7-0 in baseball.
Pitch in route, going to be in the dirt, gets away, and that'll stop the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, it's a 5-3 sacrifice for Mason as last time. Then advanced Carriger over to second base. There's an error that got him to third, so the lone Highland run unearned. Here for Landon Thomas, who's done a great job on the hill when needed here this season for Mount Vernon. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third, 1-0 ball game. Bases are empty for the Bulldogs. This one's going to be poked right field side, but foul, and we'll do it again. Top of the third, 1-0 ball game. Rams lead Highland here. Game 1 and 2. We'll have both of them for you today. Here comes the full count. Comebacker just past the pitcher. Can float it, get to it. Gets through. So it seeds its way through on a C&I single by number 8, Joel Mason.
Second hit of the game for the Bulldogs. Just took it right back up the middle. And classic hitting, trying to get a left-hand pitcher back at the middle.
Try to get you some scores from around the area. Just got you a pretty extensive scoreboard update. 2 regional championships taking place in Jefferson County today. Talked about them at length with all 4 coaches involved on the Saturday Sports Show this morning. We'll get that archive uploaded. Here in the not-too-distant future, we can listen to it again, or if you missed it, listen to it for a first time on WMIXSports.com. A wild pitch that gets away inside to the right-handed batter. The second base goes to the runner, Young to get it to the backstop, and it'll be an RBI chance now for the pitcher. It has a count here 1-0.
No, you have that start, get the first out, then the signal, and you got to mentally get yourself tough enough to finish out this inning.
So the right-handed pitcher, Haberer, will dig back in with a runner on. RBI chance here. Highland trying to extend their lead to the top of the third on a doubleheader day at Mount Vernon, graduation day. We told you it'll be online tonight at WMIX94.com or WMIXSports.com, brought to you by Red Lake College, who also brings you today's Player of the Game Award. Red Lake College can save you thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see how you can save big money on over 100 degree or certificate programs from which to choose. 2-0 is the count. That pitch missed low to Haberer. With a runner on second, here comes. He'll catch high. Still a strike nonetheless. 2 balls and a strike.
Pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch there. Haberer's got to lay off and hope when he goes out on the bump that he gets that same call as well.
He'll dig back in, back of the right-handed batter's box with the runner in scoring position. Here in top third. Rams and Bulldogs, WMIX, Mount Vernon, WMIXSports.com, Earth. Free services from Withers Broadcasting at the bottom of the 11 o'clock hour. See what happens on 2-1. Lefty Thomas out of the stretch, gets set, looks back at the runner on second. Nothing going to happen there to speak of, and the 2-1 pitch will come home, and it just misses up and away, 3-1. Pitch count really starting to climb.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing. If Landon wants to stick around today, he's going to have to really start cutting back, because right now, as you mentioned, the pitch count going to the point of him not being able to finish out or go deep in this game.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the third. Runner on second. Here comes the pitch on the way, and that's going to miss high for a 1-out walk. Puts 2 aboard now for the Bulldogs. Wow. Murfreesboro now leads Carterville 10-0. Yep. Incredible. They're on a nice run.
On roll run.
We saw them on April the 29th. Rams.
They can score some runs.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing right now in this postseason and win this regional championship today down at Carterville.
Of course, Rams got a 12-5 victory there at Murphy back on April the 29th. Of course, Murphy trying to win that regional today against Carterville. Could be a surprise winner. That does happen this time of year. 1 out, 2 aboard for Highland, top of the third. Another right-handed bat is Joseph Duncan, who struck out his last time. Takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner for 0-1. So the Rams will be 8-9-1 due up in the bottom of the third. Harrison, Paninsky, and Pike on the top of the third. It seems like it's lasted for an eternity. We await the 0-1. Thomas looks back at the runner on second. There's also a runner on first, so 2 aboard for the Bulldogs here with 1 out. Pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Young, and it's 1-1. We're on Twitter at WMIX Sports, Facebook as well. We have a YouTube channel, all easily accessible from WMIXsports.com. Video highlights from seasons in which we provide video streaming. That'll be back tonight, of course, for MVTHS graduation. We'll also have video streaming returning for high school sports on August the 30th, when Rams football will travel to Rochester. 1-1 is a count. Tim Holloway calls time and heads to the mound. This break in the action is presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon, where customer service is their top priority. Another one of our great Rams sponsors is Second Chance Auto on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced at $10,000 in one location. Of course, for credit approval right over the phone without leaving your house, give them a call, 244-4582. So everybody will break as the infield catcher and pitcher all congregated at the mound. Base runners and batter congregate with Coach Hawkins. In the third base coaching box, we'll see Joe Duncan return to the plate. Mason back to second, Haberer back to first, where the runners are, with 1 out here in the top of the third, and Highland looking for a big inning.
Is the visit over? Seems like they were out there for a while.
The inning's gone on, and on, and on. Of course, we got started about 7 minutes early today. 10:53 was your first pitch. The first pitch ball to Carriger. Later came around to score. He grounded out this time. Back to curveball, back to the pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the third inning. Highland trying to add to this 1-0 lead. Wind is blowing in now, and the batter will call time in this everlasting at bat. Certainly doesn't seem to be any end in sight. If you just join us, it's still 1-1. A bat that may put you to sleep eventually. See what we get. Runner's on there. And now they got the good move by Landon Thomas. Got the runner off at second and a run down. Right now it's 1-5. Looking to go 6. Williams applied the tag, and the runner is out. So 1-5, 6 to go the pickoff. That will second out.
That will drive coaches absolutely bonkers. You're in a situation of 1-2, first and second, 1 out. You got an opportunity to get a few more runs, and I bet coach is about ready to come on glued over there at third base.
Definitely changes the complexion of the inning here in the top of the third. Now just a runner on first base. Count still 1-1 on Joseph Duncan. Struck out his last time. Thomas, the lefty, gets set, eyes the runner at first. Comes home with it. Going to miss high and away, 2-1.
That just drives people crazy. Bad base running. Takes you right out of opportunities.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top 3. Pitch on the way is going to be lifted into right. Pike will charge it. Now veers off toward the foul line and makes the grab. So there go the Bulldogs. They strand a runner and have a base-running blunder here in the third. So through 2.5, still 1-0 Highland. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
How do the best continue to get better? Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We're no different than any team. When you're at the top of your game, the best want to play for you. That's why, with the addition of our new shop foreman and the rest of our body shop crew, Landers now has a combined experience of over 70 years in dealing with the best parts and repair finishes on the market. This means when you walk into Landers, you can breathe a little easier knowing that your vehicle will receive the best quality repair by the best certified technicians within a reasonable amount of time. Again and again, we work directly with most insurance companies and have loaners and rental vehicles on site for your convenience. We're proud to not only be the standard, but to keep raising the bar in collision repair. Come meet the staff, take a tour of our facilities, and get to know the Landers crew that Landers Collision has so proudly acquired. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Give us a call, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, WMIX and WMIXSports.com, presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. It'll be Sawyer Harrison, Hayden Paninsky, Jake Pike to up. Rams trail the Highland Bulldogs here in Game 1 of the doubleheader, 1-0. All Stars and Stitches, another of our fine sponsors, and of course All Stars and Stitches, where if you can put a logo on it, they can probably print it. Screen printing, banners, signs, promotional products, plaques, trophies, even apparel. Big Dave at All Stars and Stitches, just west of Benton High School, or call 435-5555. So an update on the left side of the county, at least if you're looking north from the south, basically the western side. Need a compass to figure that out. Say Woodlawn. Yeah, there you go. The Woodlawn Regional, Wayne City with a 6-0 lead after 2. Get some more Tonio updates in a little bit.
2-coin over Benton, 2-0 baseball. Gallatin County trails Polk County 3-0 in baseball.
A pitch that Harrison was trying to rip for a base hit, swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Pitch on the way, and the 0-1 just misses as Harrison was going to try to bunt.
Softball, Massac leads Carterville 4-0 into 2. It's like there's a lot of shutout and whatnots going on today.
All kinds of whatnots. No balls, 2 strikes to Harrison. I guess that was a strike in the outside corner.
Yep.
No, it wasn't. Don't go with the scoreboard day. 2-1 to Harrison's account. I think we have it established. Here comes the pitch. It is going to be in the dirt. Should be 3-1 now.
It's one of our 2 main Pacer fans that's shown up.
Well, I can't watch that garbage.
No.
Be a Pacer guy.
Murphy's beating Carterville.
Of course, I'm obviously aggravated because I did not see the game the other night. I was watching hockey. 3 balls and a strike. Harrison leads it off here in the third and now rips through it. Makes the count full, helps out Haberer, the pitcher. Or has a pitch destined to be a strike regardless. 1-0 ball game, bottom of the third inning. Rams need to get something going. Here it comes. High heat to Harrison. He'll chase, and that'll be strikeout 3.
Got a shrinker zone and quit chasing that stuff. Carterville Baseball's lost to Murfreesboro. We'll get a final in a second. And DuQuoin now leads Ben 3-0, still batting in the second. So it's starting to get some. It's interesting. A lot of the games are shutouts and starting to be 5-6-7-0, 3-4, 5-6-7-0. Not a lot of competition so far.
Of course, that Wayne City lead is now after 3. Wow. Here it comes, and it's going to be low and away to Hayden Paninsky. For a 1-0 count, those scores brought to you by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, see Tony in his office. Look for him online at TonyWilt.com. Or try to find that white State Farm Jeep around town. It's been quite the challenge of late. I just haven't been in the right place at the right time. It's like finding Waldo. 2-0 now to Paninsky. Those of you old enough to remember, or young enough to know, I guess. Waldo had a run there, late 80s, early 90s, and that was about it. I Spy. 2-0. This is up, 3-0. Good at bat here by Paninsky.
Yeah.
Not chasing anything high.
Working it a little bit. Windsor Stu Strauss Baseball has won their regional today.
Oh, I forget what they're called.
Hatchet.
That's right.
They play for the Hatchet. I don't know.
I think they did go with Hatchet.
Yeah, I think they played for the
3-0 meant high. They did play for the Hatchet because it's the Windsor something. Windsor Blue, no. Windsor Blue Devils.
Stu Strauss got an appearance in boys basketball back in the mid-'90s.
I think it was the Blue Devils in the Comets, right?
Nashville leads Redbud in baseball after 2-1-0.
Well, the runner on and 1 out. Rams back to the top of the lineup here in the bottom of the third. Tying run on first base. Pike standing in. And takes a first pitch strike for 0-1.
Somebody's not happy about that situation.
1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 3 left aboard for the Bulldogs. 0-1. This is high. Evens the count at 1-1. No runs.
Sounds like a Duke fan over there.
No hits. one error and one left aboard for the Rams unofficially. Runner on first with Pike at the plate. Peninsky is on first, and Pike stands in and takes it low and inside for a 2-1. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square. I'd say your Jeep headquarters doesn't work out too well. Kingsley Chrysler would be right across the street at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon and online at kingsleychrysler.com. And your service appointments online at that web address. 2 balls, 1 strike to Pike. Out of the stretch comes Haberer. High fastball, swung and a miss. It's 2-2. You're not going to catch up with it. Of course, thank Tom Fulkerson for today's nuts. Baseball boosters loaded us up, and I just happened to forget it back in the office today. Save it for the regionals. For a deep postseason run, the 2-2 is going to be fouled back. Look out. Luckily, no holes there.
No holes right there.
Amen to that.
Amen. Our media friend here, he was worried.
Should be.
It should have been, because that ball was right at him.
Yeah, it was.
Sniper.
2-2 the count to Pike here in the third. Bottom half with a runner on and 1 out. Looking for the pitch from Haberer, and swings and misses on a pitch off of the plate, off of the corner. Good pitch by Haberer, and that's his 4th strikeout, second of the inning.
When he's been in a pickle, he's been able to sweeten the deal by getting strikeouts. And that, to me, has been the key for him. He has that ability to rear back and get Ks when he needs to.
That's a 10-0 final as Murphy beats Carterville.
Wow. Murphy on a roll.
Yep.
Carterville, that ball's high and away. Carterville's always a team that always seems to get that regional final. They figure out ways to stub toes.
Yep.
You know, they've been a favorite last couple of years. They cannot quite get. They've been in the sectional once or twice, but just can't get over that hump.
2 outs and a runner on. Thomas will swing and miss for the 1-0, and evens the count at 1 ball. Alden tipped it, apparently. It's 1-1. That's a runner who is going to second. Aiden Benesky has to go back.
Murphy beats Carterville.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. 1 ball, 1 strike to Thomas with lefty against the right-handed pitcher, Haberer. Pitch on the way. Checks his swing, but nasty. Caught the inside corner. It's 1-2.
Almost looked like a slider darting inside down and into the left-hander.
But Soldi has stuff to take it to the next level.
Hornets are up 3-1 in softball, as predicted by a friend of mine from Perry County. From the west side, anyway. Not the
I got you.
side.
1-2, here it comes. High fastball, foul off. Good job by Thomas to stay alive. It's now Wayne City 7, Woodlawn nothing.
Yep. Frankfort leads Harrisburg 9-0 in softball after 2. Some beatdowns today going on.
Of course, as we told you, DuQuoin leads Benton 3-0 in baseball.
Not surprising there.
Nope.
Benton's an average team compared to the beasts they had last year running around.
Certainly. That was a talented four-year crop they had.
Brett Blondie's done a good job with that program.
1-2 coming. Going to be off the plate, and the runner's out, so none of this matters with the runner going to second. Apparently he was out anyway. Emphatic
4 outs. You got 4 outs.
So there we go. We are through 3 as the Rams strand a runner here after the strikeout. Still 1-0 Highland. This is Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins. You did it. It's graduation day, and you've got that feeling beyond compare. From kindergarten to graduation, your day-to-day efforts have been your first long-term investment. Community First Bank extends congratulations along with a promise. In the coming year, we will increase our community scholarship dollars to encourage graduation goals across Jefferson County and further invest in our community. Like us on Facebook to learn more. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Top of the 4th we go. Steve Zappia Geppert due up for the Bulldogs, who have been clinging to a 1-0 lead. And what a big 1-0 lead that has been for Highland thus far, DC.
Well, it is, and it's going to be a few runs if Haberer's pitching. You're not going to be able to score 4, 5, 6 probably. And with a 1-0 lead, it's almost like being down 3 or 4-0.
On a game like this, and this may be all you get, we'll See what the Rams are able to do defensively to try to shut down Steve Zappia Geppert here in the fourth. Presented by Community First Bank. Tell you more about them after the first pitch of the inning. Ooh, working ahead now is Landon Thomas on the first pitch strike call. 0-1. Community First Bank has 5 Jefferson County branches with responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Let them be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
He needs to work ahead. 51 pitches starting the fourth. That won't last you very long in the world.
Up to 53 after a ball that misses. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Steve. Here comes another one. This one's going to be poked. Right center field, Thomas Pike on the run. Thomas will make the grab on the run in front of Pike. There's your first out. How about Clayton Reed?
I was going to say, how is that possible?
Force of habit is what we call that. He's good, but he's not that good.
He is good, but I don't think he's that good to be out there running like that.
Oh, it's under the wrong account when I did that. I'm stupid. But anyhow, here comes Zappia stands in. Fouls one off. 1 out, nobody on here for the Bulldogs. Stupid Hugo. Well, I should have multitasked too much. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Going to be popped up right side. Loda will get underneath it to make the grab. So 2 away. So we'll do that again and post it from the right Twitter account. Oh, man. Stop it. Tweet my iPad this stuff. What do you want to tweet? I did it. Here comes inside pitch and a good one. Check the swing. Maybe get the feel perhaps. Did not go around. Still want to pitch inside. It looked good. Just 1-0 to Grant Geppert. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the fourth inning. You're on a 1-0 lead. Highland on top. Now pitching this. Catch it somewhere. Whatever. 2 outs. Bases are empty for the Bulldogs in the fourth. We'll have both games for you today here on WMIX. Need to tell you about the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. Don't forget Ford Square. You can also schedule your service appointments online at FordSquare.com. The 2-1 comes outside. I believe the 3-1. Assuming that count is right, it is. You can follow us on Twitter. We're keeping you up to date with all the regional baseball and softball championship games on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports, as well as on air. Here comes 3-1. This is low. So a 2-out walk. Now up to 60 pitches, I believe, is Landon Thomas. And that'll bring in Nick Falkenbush, who took the first pitch he saw in the second and sent it in the right field for a 2-out base hit. Of course, Highland later stranded those 2 runners. Stranded 3 on the day. But still have a 1-0 lead. Just 1 run on 2 hits thus far for the Bulldogs. Here comes the pitch. Landon Thomas misses low to the right-handed Falkenbush for 1-0.
Wayne City's down their best pitcher.
Yeah.
Still doing that.
With the 1-0. Of course, their best pitcher, as we talked about on the Saturday Sports Show this morning, Haley Spicer will go to Red Lake to play softball or basketball. Now I've forgotten. Played basketball, too. Lady Indian team that went to a regional championship game down there at Alvarado. We had that game for you on AM 940 on the same night that we had the junior high Class S semifinals on February the 7th. You can find all those broadcasts online at WMIXsports.com. That's what I'm getting at. As the 1-0 catches the outside of the plate to the right-hander. Counts even 1 ball, 1 strike. A runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Highland trying to extend this 1-0 lead. And what a great game it's been thus far. Just 1 mental miscue for the Rams. That's how Highland got across the plate. Leadoff walk comes back to haunt you almost every time. So in the top of the fourth, we'll play catch between pitcher's mound at first base, trying to keep the runner, Grant Geppert, on us. Geppert actually fouled out to Sawyer Harrison on what was a difficult play he made look easy. Looking back into the sun to make the grab near the third base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, pitch on the way from Thomas out of the stretch, and that's going to be inside and off the wrist.
I got in on him. To a bark from the dugout, got in on him. Now you got to shut this down. You got to get out of this inning. Hey,
that's U.S. Open quality right there.
That is Kramer quality. Getting that ball.
There was nobody in sight, and then all of a sudden I look back up, and there's somebody gets the ball.
15 years ago yesterday, that was last Seinfeld episode.
Yeah. One of the most all-time highest-rated episodes of a television program ever. I think still behind MASH. I don't remember if it overtook MASH or not. 2 on, 2 out. Here comes a pitch on the way just across the outside corner of the right-hander Holzinger, who's struck out his last time up.
DuQuoin leads Ben 3-0 after 3 in baseball. Aaliyah Palmer is 4th overall in the shot put at 39 feet 11 inches. That broke the school record.
Nice. Congratulations to Aaliyah Palmer. 0-1 is the count. Right-handed batter. Takes a pitch low in the dirt. Gets stopped by Young. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 aboard, 2 outs here. Of course, we want to thank the Rams baseball boosters. Took care of us with a nice goodie bag up the banquet on Tuesday night. Some peanuts, some candy, some Gatorade. Cannot tell you or begin to tell you just how much that meant. 2 on, 2 out. The 0-1 misses high. 1-1. Make it 2-1. Of course, while we appreciate anything that we ever receive as a gift, you can get a gift right now. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch on the way. It's going to be in the dirt. 3-1.
Well, no action.
Up to 67 pitches. Give or take here in the top of the 4th. It's a 1-0 score. Highland on top, threatening with a pair of board, but 2 outs. Maybe the Rams can get out of it. Thomas is going to step off of the rubber, look back towards second, and keep the runners honest.
Hornets now lead DuQuoin 5-1 in softball. Sectional final last year, regional final this year, and boy, DuQuoin don't want to. They lose that one, they get to host a sectional on their field. That will be terrible.
3-1 coming. Ooh, right across the plate, and the count works full. So good job battling back here by LT. Rams trail Highland 1-0 with a pair aboard here for the Bulldogs in their half of the 4th. Good to be back home here in the King City. Graduation day, night I should say, 8 o'clock. This one's going to be poked foul into the parking lot, and it'll watch out ours. Nobody parks there anymore.
Well, nobody parks there, and got to pay attention when you're out meandering in the lot. You have to be a heads-up around this ball field.
Community First Bank of the Heartland has Spikers and County branches. See Joanne Joy if you need a residential loan at Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's our Perry County insider. Putting back in. 5-1 Nashville at the end of 3.
Nash Vegas. Looking to make a trip back up north. See if they can do it again. Massac stands in the way in that sectional, there's no doubt. Full count offer, and here it comes. Chases after the high pitch. Uh-oh. No, I didn't hear anything. Our friend's all right. Stays a full count. Not even funny how that works out. 2 on and 2 out. We're in the top of the 4th from beautiful Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Just a great day for high school baseball. Calm winds, keeping it nice. Not that it was supposed to get that hot today. I think it's supposed to be hotter later. So graduation time is going to be quite balmy. Full count, here it comes. Fisted the opposite way. It's a ground ball up the mound comes Thomas. Nobody cover first. It'll be a foot race to the bag and does not get the tag down. Run comes home to score. The runner on third charging. Great running there by the runner off of second base, Grant Geppert, who comes home to score.
Thing to an RBI is the way that'll work out is he just flat beat it out, a little ball over there in the middle of that triangle between pitcher, first, and second, and Thomas came and got it, and it was too late to make the call, as Metter had already strayed off too far. There was communication, but it was too late, and the runner did a smart thing, knowing that Tom was going to have to dive at him, got down and slid head first. One of the few times you should slide in head first.
You're right, tell you. Make that point about sometimes it's acceptable to slide or dive into first base.
That's a heck of a base running play by Holzinger. I mean, I understand the situation.
Gravity of it, but Geppert's in charge around.
Well, Geppert's running hard on 2 outs anyway. And you notice the runner from first also got to third.
Here comes the first pitch, and this one will be sliced to the left center field for a base hit. 3-0 Highland. The runner from second now headed to third. The woes will continue here in the top half of the 4th. Second and third will be your runner.
Whoa, is that an error out there in the outfield somewhere? Had to be with the hit that it was.
I was screened by our man.
Yeah, I think it was an error, botched ball. And boy, oh boy, it's Highland now. Just kind of like last year, if you remember, hung around, and then all of a sudden exploded, 3 runs, 4 hits. Remember, this inning started out innocently. The first 2 guys got out.
Falkenbush came in to score. Holzinger advanced to third, and on second is Carriger. Didn't really get a chance to say his name. It'll be Joel Mason to stand in. 3-0 Highland. Threatening here with runners on second and third in the top of the 4th inning. They've played at 2, trying to make it more. It's a 1-0 count on the pitch high to Mason. Haberer, the pitcher, is on deck. Woof. See what we get on the 1-0. Lower this time, and this is the opposite way. Should be a problem for Metter. Grabs it in foul territory and makes the grab. We are through 3.5, but the Bulldogs score twice. It's 3-0 Highland. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
I always thought I knew the reasons why we chose the Medicine Shop here in Mount Vernon as our pharmacy. I mean, they're always so friendly and helpful, and the Medicine Shop is a full-service pharmacy. Then last week I'm talking to my sister and discovered the Medicine Shop offers complete compounding services, just like in the old days when pharmacists took the time to make unique prescriptions just for you. Compounding made it possible for my sister to get her hormone replacement product made right here, and I was able to get a topical cream for pain-filled as well. We were so glad we could get our compounded medications locally and talk face-to-face with the pharmacist. He told us that he works directly with our doctor to make sure we get just the right product for our needs. And the Medicine Shop can compound prescriptions in various forms: capsules, lozenges, creams, even flavored lollipops. Just when I thought I knew all the reasons why we chose the Medicine Shop, I found one more. Give pharmacist Eric Black a call today in Mount Vernon at 618-242-8776.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome you back to Brendan Klein Memorial Field on WMIX and WMIXSports.com as it's become a 3-0 Highland lead. A couple more across the plate in the top of the 4th. For the Rams in the bottom half, it'll be Colin Young, Colton Metter, and Trevor Flota with the meat of the Ram lineup with hitters 3, 4, and 5. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. You're on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. It's now 7-3 Wayne City. Trying to get the inning.
Think about getting that big lead early. Woodlawn's got a lot of time late. You want to look at it that way.
Yep. As the pitch will bounce around in the dirt to Young, 1-0. Of course, the baseball regional championship, I believe, gets started in about an hour and 3 minutes, if I recall correctly. 1-0 going to be fouled off by Young over the first base dugout into the parking lot. And it'll be a 1-1 count.
Contact on the miss, swing and a miss, foul ball on the catcher's mitt, 1-2.
So Young behind the count leads us off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Say about second chance auto after this 1-2 pitch to Young. It's in round. This one will be fouled off to stay alive. Look out if you're going out to get a foul ball from earlier.
Yowzers.
Yikes. Doing a great job of staying alive.
Leg swing, got a piece of it.
Second chance auto, longtime sponsor of Rams Athletics, both on WMIX and in the community as well. So as we wait the 1-2 again, fouled off, could scoot out of play. The catcher is going to give it a chase, not going to come up with it. Of course, second chance auto, we can call and get your credit approved right over the phone without even leaving your house. Give them a call, 244-4582. No balls, excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Young. That'll catch the outside corner. Called, third strike. So a strikeout to start the inning is number 6 for the pitcher, Haberer.
Haberer's got that ability. As I said, he can dare down to get a strikeout when he needs to, and Colin Young has to sit there and take it because being the catcher, he wants his pitchers to do the same. Get that same call.
So in will step. Colton Metter grounded out to third to start the second. Now with 1 out, the base is empty. Swings. The fastball misses. And it is 0-1. Boy, what a fastball that was.
Mm-hmm.
He got some giddy up. 0-1 again. Waves that. Slider?
Yeah. That's a slider. That's a darting one.
Dang.
Yep. He's got a fastball, curveball, changeup, and a slider.
You don't usually see a good slider at this level.
You do here.
0-2 coming, high fastball. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Strikeout number 7.
And that's what you do is you see that slider and then he throws one up in your eyeballs like that about shoulder high, you're going after it, hunting it because you think you got to get that pitch. And this is not throwing. This is pitching going on today.
What an effort. So with 2 outs, the base is empty. Trevor Floda will stand in. Walked his last time, still a base, fouls one back. Gets behind 0-1. Community First Bank of the Heartland, your community, your bank, your choice. With friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs, Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to personal banking with 5 Jefferson County branches. Member FDIC. 0-1 to Floda. Stands back in with the base is empty, 2 gone. Pitcher just kind of got away. Saw what he was trying to do.
Yeah, didn't quite get it.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to Floda. For his first official at bat. Here comes, swings and misses on a pitch away. Good bend on that. It's 1-2. 2 outs, base is empty, bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Highland on top. If you're just joining us. Scored 2 more in the 4th. Did strand a pair of base runners, though. Here comes, waved at and fouled. Catcher Holzinger disappointed. Thought he should have had it for the strikeout.
Yeah.
Thought it bounced before he ever tried to grab it, though. Maybe he was just trying to grab it for the sake of saying he could. Wow. Surprised by that score. 1-2 coming. Swung on a miss on a pitch low and away. As Haberer strikes out the side in the 4th. 8 on the afternoon. Still 3-0 Bulldogs. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties, honest deals, and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field as we head to the top of the 5th. Highland on top in Game 1 by a score of 3-0. It'll be the pitcher Haberer, Joseph Duncan, and Zach Steve here in the Highland lineup. First pitch from Thomas catches the outside corner, and quickly it's 0-1. So he'll get to work ahead here, which is probably what the doctor ordered for the Rams. Let's see what happens on 0-1. Curveball across. 0-2. Good pitch by LT.
2-coin lead Fenton now 7-0 in the 4th against the Rangers. That game started getting away.
Yeah. 0-2. Waste pitch in the dirt, 1-2. You don't waste too many with a high pitch count.
Nope. And down by 3.
1-2 in round, and that's going to be sent off for the glove of Matthew Williams and into center field on the deflection.
Single. Hit of the day.
Woof.
Hard hit ball. The LA got one shot to spear the bull, and Matthew didn't get that attempt there. Goes as a hit.
So a 3-0 ball game, top of the 5th, a runner on and nobody out. Ooh, that's a bunt drop down to the third base side by Duncan. Pitcher off the mound. Thomas will come to get it. Not in time.
Bunt hit. Harrison was playing back a little bit, dropped that bunt down, almost like sacrifice, but due to the ball getting in that soft, plushy grass I talked about, stopped in there, and Landon had to come off and beat Sawyer, and then at that point, swinging left-handed, he couldn't get him out. Plushy grass, you don't want to have to hit a golf ball out of in that infield, I can tell you.
The Orphans lead Effingham 5-0 after 4. I believe that's a doubleheader there today. Should be anyway. So with 2 on, there's going to be a bunt laid down, third base side again. Pitcher Thomas, they're taking advantage. They're going to say that Floda on the cover pulled off of the bag.
He did. He did. Third error of the day for the Rams. one of those deals where in baseball sometimes you get a team and you bunt them to death. I mean, you bunt until they figure out a way to field. And right now, Mount Vernon's botched a couple of bunts here lately, so why not do it again? Now, they may not do it here with bases loaded and the big stick up, but that's something you have to look at.
Those outfield stand in. Must not have been paying attention earlier. 3-0 lead. Bases loaded. I have nobody out. Lefty pitcher Thomas. Going to miss outside.
And that will scramble the bullpen down there. Looks like Morgan's heading down there right now. 6-1, Hornets, top of 5 over DuQuoin.
Scoreboard updates sporadically throughout the afternoon. We're just going to give them to you when we get them. Yeah. Brought to you by Tony Wilkes, State Farm Insurance. The 1-0 comes. This is high, 2-0. Find Tony in his office. Look for him online at TonyWilkes.com. And look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. It's a mobile business card. Get you a better state with State Farm. Easier just to do that. Just throw them out there as we get them. We're going to have a lot of updates for you. We'll get to some finals, of course, some of these 1A and 2A games by Game 2. 2-0 coming. Catches the corner. Yeah, it is.
Good pitch. Across the plate. St. Anthony leads Stu Strauss in softball 5-1.
Well, a loaded update tonight, that's for certain. 2-1 coming, swung and a miss. Good pitch there by Thomas. Good job working from behind. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gefford on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning of a 3-0 ball game. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Avery Barton back in our Mount Vernon studio. We got started about 10:53. 2-2 on the way. Poked foul over the first base dugout to stay alive and extend the Thomas pitch count. Of course, a great day to come out and watch a game. Quite a few people here. Many more people over at the Cusimano Sports Complex where JCSA action is going strong. 2-2. Well, a miss on actually a foul tip into the middle Young, and that'll be a big strikeout.
That's definitely needed. Now your middle infield can play back for a double play possibly here. Don't have to play on the edge of the grass as the infielders were playing in.
Third strikeout of the afternoon for Landon Thomas, as it's literally just afternoon. 7 minutes past the 12 o'clock hour here on WMIX Mount Vernon. 1 out. Bases are loaded here in the top of the 5th of a 3-0 Highland-led ball game. Gefford rips the first pitch and misses 0-1. He was trying. Of course, Gefford walked and scored back in the 4th after fouling out his first time. 0-1 today. Bases loaded here. 1 out. Here comes the pitch to dirt. That'll get through the 5-hole. A run's going to come around to score. Here comes the pitcher, Haberer. Around third. Duncan will stay put. It'll be second and third now for the Bulldogs, the 4-0 lead.
Yeah, a little through the 5-hole. Didn't get the legs closed. Didn't get the chin guards down, and got right through. Doesn't see it happen very often. 2 years of Colin Young behind the plate, but it did there.
What?
About the 3rd or 4th? Yeah, in his career.
This does not happen today, unfortunately. And the Rams will get past it. 4-0 Highland lead. 2 on, 1 out. Ooh.
Pitcher's pitch, saw that bat off in the hands. If he was going to swing that bat, he's going to hit the ball with his hands. Because that pitch sawed that bat off right in the zone. Game's going to the Dogs over here.
1-2 count. Runners are going to be going. They're going to try to safety squeeze, and that is going to be a great job by the Rams, who will double off the Bulldogs. So Thomas catches the bunt in the air and proceeds to step on the third base bag. And that gets the Rams out of a jam. 4-0 Highland here through 4.5. This is Rams Baseball powered by ComFirst.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview and Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals.
Pekin Insurance.
I'm Andy Robb with a look at your next rad weather. Clouds and sunshine, warm this afternoon, high 81. For tonight, patchy clouds, low 63. Clouds and sunshine on Sunday with a shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Warm and humid with patchy clouds. Tomorrow night, a shower or thunderstorm, low 67. Warm and humid Monday with showers and thunderstorms for a high 89. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. As we enter the home half of the fifth here in the King City, the Rams trail the Highland Bulldogs to a 2 and a 4-0. For the Rams, it'll be Matthew Williams, Clayton Reeves, and Sawyer Harrison. Here in the home half of this fifth inning, the Rams need to get some offense. No runs, no hits, 3 errors, 2 left to base. So Williams trying to bunt his way on, fouls it back to the backstop, falls behind 0-1. This is a for real Highland team. 25-8 on the year. Tied atop that tough and rugged Mississippi Valley. And the 0-1 pitch comes, and it'll miss. Catch the outside corner for 0-2.
It was a good pitch.
Yeah, it was. Full B. Look at the proper white. I don't know if it was the chalk or it was the plate. Here it comes. Murphy, that time.
Murphy wins today over Carterville 10-0 baseball. They'll play DuQuoin more than likely on Wednesday at National.
We wait the 1-2, and here comes to Williams. Waves at it and miss. That's just filthy.
There ain't nothing you can do about that. Tip your cap and say, hey, okay.
So if you're interested in how many consecutive strikeouts we've had, 6. Since the 2-out mark. And there was had it not been for the walk, it would actually be 7. Not a bad day for Mr. Haberer, who has 9 Ks.
Get to the point, man, have to look about bunting something somewhere.
Quite possibly. Break up the goose eggs in the hit column and the run column.
Clayton Larry's thinking right along with me.
Shows bunt, doesn't get it off. It's 0-1. Of course, Wayne City extends their lead heading into the 6th. It's 9-3. With a purpose. Of course, the pitch off of the plate now to Reeves, 1-1. 9-3, I think I said.
I think people thought probably Wayne City had a really good chance to win that one. I just don't know if 9-3 would have popped in their head or mine.
I think you're logically, as it's going to be off on the plate, 1-2 now to Clayton Reeves with 1 out. The base is empty here in the bottom of the 5th with the Rams trailing Highland 4-0. I think we kind of realistically thought if there was going to be a lot of offense, you might see 9-7, 10-7, 10-8.
Right.
Or the other side of that, maybe a 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 type thing.
Right.
Either way.
I mean, that's impressive to roll over on the cheese and play on the road basically in a regional final and dominate like that.
I guess a team that has a little bit more postseason experience.
Benton Lee trails DuQuoin down 9-0 as ahead in the 4th. That's going down the road a short game.
1-2 coming. Breaking pitch outside off the plate, just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucky break there for Clayton. But you take a look at that Woodlawn team. Just one senior, Kinsey Fairhines, last year.
Yeah.
He has Sutton out injured.
Yeah.
So returns a great nucleus. So.
Wayne City
all on the line.
Yeah. Traveled out. And Windsor beating Neoga 11-1 in baseball today, 6th inning.
Wow.
Our friends up north.
2-2 high.
Or in Finland.
Good at bat here by Clayton. They call him Timmy.
Timmy's got a good bat going on. The Rams have only had 2 runners reach base. They hit 3 runners. Hit by pitch, walk, and walk. A lot of swinging gates, though, since then. There we go.
That worked out pitch outside. That'll end the strikeout streak. The Rams still don't have a hit. They get another runner aboard. They've stranded both of their base runners today. No, they haven't. They got 1 doubled off. But other than that, basically nothing has gotten past second. Kind of like the West game. Rams just didn't get that 2-out base hit. 1 out and a runner aboard here in the bottom half of the 5th. 4-0 ball game. Highland on top. Haberer's pitched beautifully. First pitch high. Fastball 1-0. And if the Rams can stop chasing the high fastball and stop helping him out, I think they'll be just fine. And so we shall see what happens. On a 1-0 count to Sawyer Harrison with Clayton Reeves on first. Now, fastball a little too much over the top. It just catches low for 1-1.
Harrisburg Vienna scoreless in the 3rd.
Nice. So they would meet the winner of Shelbyville-Tuscola, I understand it. As the 1-1's a fastball high. The Rams doing a much better job of laying off of that pitch.
And Vienna pulled that upset against Massac in baseball earlier in the week. Set that matchup today with Harrisburg.
Two balls, 1 strike to Harrison. Pitch on the way, low. 3-1. It's not that Haberer's missing. He's still painting the same portrait he's painted all day. It's just the Ram bats and the Ram eyes. help sharpen a little bit.
Like I said, once you start laying off that high stuff, that's a pitching zone that he can't get to. Now we have no more about balls and strikes. Dugout's been warned from Highland. You can't argue balls and strikes, so the warning's been given. Not sure if it was the head coach or the assistant. They're both on the rail over there. All three of them are. Must have been the head coach. He's walking. He's moving down by the other assistant.
So time has been granted to Sawyer Harrison. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, a runner on first base. 4-0 ball game. Rams still seeking their first hit. Through 4 1/3. Swung on a miss. Make it 3-2.
Well, if you want to question about strikes, just throw one about an almost 90 down the middle, see what happens. I bet he comes back again. I wouldn't slow it down here.
Diana on a mission, though, today, as we talked about earlier. That's the wrong person. Oh, Harrison wants time. Waiting the full count pitch with a runner on, 1 out here, the bottom half of the 5th. Brought to you by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County branches. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. What is that? There it is.
Stall, Matt. That's the best thing for a pitcher to use, not the pickoff throw, but to hold the baseball. I don't think the Rams will be doing much of running down 4-0 here.
What's that text there? Copy this. Do some of that. Full count. We wait for it. Here it comes. Outside. Good at bat by Sawyer Harrison. Back-to-back walks to shut off the strikeout streak. And if the Rams could come up with a big hit, which would be their first, it's a different ballgame.
Hey, coming up. One of the hotter hitters in the last few at-bats, and Highland's going to meet on the mound to discuss things. Carleton County's got a 3-2 lead over Pope County in baseball. They've had 2 home runs today for count for their 3 runs. Pope County will come up in the bottom of the 7th with their top of the order up. Probably the 85th time those 2 teams have played this year. Just kidding.
Oh, 105.
Just kidding.
A break in the action as Coach Hawkins will visit the mound is brought to you by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon, where customer service is their top priority. Of course, we'll look for a Ren Lake College player of the game in this one. Ren Lake College could save you thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. They also present the live video streaming to the MVTHS Class of 2013 graduation tonight. Commencement exercise, so to speak. 1 out, 2 aboard here for the Rams. Harrison on first, Reeves on second. In steps Hey, and he'll take a pitch low and away for 1-0.
If it gets hot enough, it will be an exercise. Sit there and sweat.
Especially where I'll be.
Oh, you're in an air-conditioned press box.
Oh, yeah. A lot of hot air coming out of that press box. 1-0 coming. Swung on a miss. Good fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Rams trail 4-0. No hit today. No runs, no hits, 3 errors. 2 stranded. Of course, Highland has 4 runs on 4 hits. This is going to be swung on a miss on 1-1. Falling behind now is Peninsky. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, 4 runs. I have more than 4 hits for Highland. I have 6.
They're behind a little bit.
Yeah. Happens. 1-2 the count here to Peninsky. 2 aboard. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch high. It's going to miss. 2-2.
St. Anthony in baseball beats... Or wait a minute. No, they don't tell me.
That's softball.
Yeah, St. Anthony softball beats 2 Strauss 5-1. They forget to put...
Yep, I read it about a moment ago.
Yeah.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Peninsky. With 2 on and 1 out, he'll swing at a changeup and miss. At least it looks like it. That'll be strikeout number 10 today.
It was up, but it was a changeup. Arm speed was good enough that Peninsky was out in front.
So that'll bring on Jake Pike. No runs, no hits, 3 errors, 2 left aboard for the Rams. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 6 left aboard for the Bulldogs. Tells you a bit about the complexion of the game. Here comes the first pitch. Wow. Bottom fell out of that. Just missed the plate. It's 1-0. So Pike is 0 for 1 today. He got plunked back in the first to lead off the inning. Struck out in the 3rd. Now with a 1-0 count to aboard to really help out the Rams' cause by getting a well-placed base hit. And she'll foul it back, and it'll be 1-1. back on the air for game number 2, probably about 10 or 15 minutes after the conclusion of our Schmidt-Chevrolet postgame show. Of course, the Rams will be back in action after today on Wednesday in a regional semifinal. As this one will be fouled back near us. Look out. One ball, 2 strikes to Pike. Got to do some test control. We're back with you in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler Center. Tell you more about them. See what happens. This 1-2 pitch to Jake Pike. 2 outs, 2 aboard here, bottom of the 5th. Highland on top 4-0. Pike, what's time? The Jeep headquarters of Southern Illinois is King City Chrysler Center. 2014s continue to arrive daily. See their selection at KingCityChrysler.com or visit in person at 1603 Broadway here in the King City. 1-2 with 2 aboard, 2 outs. Pike waits for it, rips one right up the middle for a base hit. This could score a run. The no-hitter's broken up, but no, great angle taken by Carriger. And a great throw in. He'll keep it at the bases loaded, but most importantly, Rams cracked the goose out of the hit column.
He got to the ball quickly. That helped him out right there. And then in this case, when you're down 4 runs with 2 outs, you don't want to force a situation to make that first out at home and not get any runs in this 5th inning.
But now that is no longer keeping the Rams held back. No runs on 1 hit now, but the bases are loaded, threatening here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 5th inning for Landon Thomas, who could really help out his cause here, just by getting aboard somehow. As the first pitch to Thomas misses high, it is 1-0.
Chelsea Miller finished 7th in the high jump with a leap of 16-9. She has the 100-200 come up later. Gallatin County beats Polk County 3-2, baseball.
On a pitch that misses, catches low and away. It's a quick, even 1-1 count to Landon Thomas.
Hornets of Nashville lead Redbud after 5, 3-0.
Pitch that just missed Thomas. 2 balls and a strike.
Where Mount Vernon's got their beef the order up. A couple more chances after this opportunity to go here.
Thomas with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. It's going to miss up and away. Good eye there by Landon. 3-1.
Run here works.
All-Stars and Stitches. If you can put a logo on it, they can probably print it. See Big Dave and the crew at All-Stars, just west of Benton High School. Or call 435-5555. They do all of our signage and banners. Do a great job on them, at least I like to think. 3-1 to Thomas with the bases loaded here in the 5th. Tying runs the plate in a 4-0 ball game. Highland on top. And now that's going to miss up and away. So, a base-on-ball RBI for Landon Thomas. Makes it 4-1.
A rare miscue by Haberer gives Mount Vernon a run.
So Reeves crosses the plate. That'll bring in Colin Young. 0-2 today. Struck out both ways. 2. Tying run is now on first base. Rams trail 4-1 and trying to make a comeback of it. Use a 2-out base hit. Already gotten 1. But if you want to be selfish here, could definitely use another. Pitch on the way, misses high, and it's going to be 1-0. So folks probably not happy with the strike zone today.
I think you take probably out.
I mean, I could understand, I guess, the gripe, but not to mention he's thrown quite a few pitches as he struck out 10 and walked a few. So we're here in the 5th, bottom half, 2 outs, bases loaded for Colin Young. And this one is going to be sent the opposite way on the run, the right fielder, Gephardt, who will make the grab on the run. So tough luck hitting. The Rams will strand the bases loaded, still trail, I should say, 4-1 after 5. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank, asking why you bank with Community First Bank. Is it knowing your deposits are also vital to home loans in Jefferson County and our local economy? Is it having your choice of convenient locations and ATMs? Is it seeing a staff of friendly faces you recognize as your neighbors? These are all reasons enough to count, though you only need one, and we are honored you chose us. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Backaches, bad hips, rickety knees? Why not try aquatic therapy? The Red Lake College Aquatic Center has more than a swimming pool. Try a 6-lane, 75-foot lap pool, along with a whirlpool 10 feet in diameter and a 10-foot by 20 hydrotherapy pool. Aquatic therapy is very affordable. In many cases, the tuition is waived entirely. With special access and dressing areas for the elderly and physically challenged, getting in the water is easy. Experts are on hand to assist with various areas of aquatic fitness and rehab. Call 437-5321 extension 1207 or visit rlc.edu.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Back to Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. As we will head to the top of the sixth. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for Highland, who lead the Rams by a score of 4-1. So give the Rams some credit. Jake Pike got the game's first hit for the Orange and Black. Of course, it was followed up by a base on balls RBI by Landon Thomas to give the Rams their lone run of the ballgame. Chris, you go with Dan Czerwinski alongside.
Whatever works. You got to scratch out runs against a player like this.
Of course, we'll see the new Ram pitcher. It'll be Tyler Morgan. On in relief of Thomas. Thomas didn't have a bad day. Not by any means. Went 5, and now we're in the 6th. We're Sarah Staley, one of our fine sponsors, Country Financial. What you don't know or understand about your existing policies can end up hurting you and your family. Sarah Staley of Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? One-on-one appointment, a great relationship. So it'll be Falconbush, Holzinger, and Carriger for the Bulldogs here, who have a 4-1 lead heading into this 6th inning, game 1 of 2 of this doubleheader. Pitch on the way from Morgan out of the stretch. Fastball inside the misses, and it'll be 1-0. So a pitch misses again from Morgan. It's a 2-0 count here. Landon went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, surrendered 4 runs. Quick ground balls to third base side. Picked up by Harrison and fires over to first play for the out. That'll bring in Spencer Holzinger. Rams Baseball is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. See Joe David Cummins for commercial loan at Community First Bank here in Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 1 out, the base is empty, and this one's going to hit the lead shoulder of Holzinger. Oh, puts the runner aboard. That hurt.
Yeah. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts for Landon. He can only be the loser at this point unless Mount Vernon comes back and ties it up 4-1.
Oakville beats New Athens 6-5 to win a regional.
Okay, Harrisburg leads by N at the end of 3. Baseball 1-0.
So it's 9-4 Wayne City as they head into the bottom of the 7th there at Woodlawn.
Wow.
I'm guessing Woodlawn's the home team.
Heading
to the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. One of the conference one way, and I got one the other.
Yeah, I got a good one for you. Offense, defense optional.
Okay. First pitch is going to be high inside to left-handed Carriagers. That's a pretty good day.
At the end of 4, West Frankfort 10, Harrisburg 8 in softball. Not sure if they have the black mat out behind home plate or what's going on there.
And they'll check on the runner at first base. So 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th, 4-1 ball game. Rams trail the Bulldogs by a score of 4-1. Morgan on in relief. Here comes a pitch that misses outside low. 2 balls and no strikes to Carriger. It had a great day. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. 2-0 the count here to Carriger, the center fielder. Pitch is going to come right down the middle for a strike, 2-1. Surprised that Carriger laid off, but I think trying to make Morgan look strike.
New pitcher behind, plate jumping around. That's a good move. Make him throw strikes. Make him groove one to you if you're a hitter.
So there's a bit of a delay at this point. Or Pinckneyville. Hope that all works out. 2 balls and a strike. Morgan trying to get the Rams out of the inning. The runner's going.
Hit and run.
Yep. Fouled off. Right to the Ram dugout. I think that's there. Red Lake College, save your thousands through college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. We are in the top of the sixth, a 4-1 ball game. 1 run on 1 hit, 3 errors. 5 left aboard for the Rams. Had the bases loaded there last time. Pitch in round is going to be sent the opposite way in the foul territory. Harrison's going to give it a great effort, but no way was he going to catch up with that. Of course, defensively for the Rams, Czerwinski stays in the game and left while Landon Thomas went back out to center. Nothing else has changed. Really, Czerwinski didn't change at all. It was just Thomas and the new pitcher. Reeves left. Reeves sits the bench. Always standing on the fence right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a runner on here in the top of the 6th for the Bulldogs. Game 1 and 2 for you. Then the dirt inside, the count's full. The runner's going. Good throw by Young, but cannot hang on to the ball in the deck. Dropped the ball. Otherwise, that runner's out.
Now it's full count.
So Wayne City is your 1A softball champion. Wow. They beat Woodlawn 9-4.
Kind of a surprise.
Score-wise.
Score-wise, yeah, it's not out.
We did call that.
Yeah.
Full count with 1 out. A runner on second base. An RBI chance here for the batter, Carriger, who calls time, and we'll do it here in just a moment. So I got that tweeted. Take care of that. Just trying to text and tweet.
Motoring along, we are here in the 6th.
Left-handed bat Carriger with an RBI chance. Runner on second, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. It's a 4-1 ball game. Highland on top. And this one is going to be a ground ball to Williams. Plays it off the hop near the back. Fires it over to first base. And 6-3 will be out number 2, but it advances the runner all the way to third.
Yep, good baseball. Another advancement. Highland team's solid. Can you imagine Highland Triad next Saturday about this time? It's going to be unbelievable baseball.
Would love to be there, but hoping we're not.
Well, we shouldn't be. If we don't have anything going on, I'm not going to be there.
One ball game here in the 6th with the runner on third. And this one's going to be lifted to left center field. Could be trouble on the run. It's Thomas on the run. It's Beninsky. It'll bounce close to Beninsky. That's going to score a run. It's going to be an RBI double for Joel Mason, who ripped the first pitch he saw and lifted it.
Fastball felt high, grooved right down the middle, and that ball was put on a rope. And even here in this, with the wind blowing out and kind of a breezy out there, that ball didn't even come close to getting out of here in this ballpark with a dead bat. Benton loses to DuQuoin 10-0. That's a final.
Congratulations to the Wayne City Lady Indians.
No kidding.
Came up just short on the basketball side. Here comes a good pitch. Drops in there for a strike to the pitcher, Haberer.
So Murphy and DuQuoin next week in the sectional, baseball-wise.
Nothing in 1 the count, 2 gone. A runner on second after an RBI double made it 5-1 here in the 6th. Morgan's pitch on the way in the dirt, 1-1. Really First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. We'll bring you both games today. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to the pitcher, Haberer, who has been nothing short of impressive. Held the Rams to just 1 hit. Oh, 1 ball, 1 strike. Comes inside, catches the corner now, 1-2. Good pitch by Morgan.
Yep. Got to get back in it. Hornets baseball up 4-0 after 6 over Redbud. Trying to make that a River tournament over there.
I'd say. 1-2 to the batter. Haberer is on the way from Morgan out of the stretch. That's a good eye by Haberer to lay off. Bounced around in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
T-Town beat Casey in softball 3-1. What's Casey doing anything?
That's one of those out of the Little Illini. It's been a long time successful program. Wow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes a pitch in the dirt to Haberer. The runner will stay on second base, and the count's full.
Need a strike, need an out, actually. Keep it at 5-1, so you at least load the bases and have an opportunity to tie.
Full count with 2 gone. Runner on second base here in the top of the 6th inning, a 5-1 Highland lead. Pitch will be in the dirt, and that's a 2-out walk, put 2 aboard. God, there were strikes.
Yeah. And the Achilles heel of the day, falling behind in counts early, and then that leads to trouble.
So right-handed batter Joseph Duncan will stand in with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom, whatever it is, top of the 6th with a 5-1 lead. Pitch on the way from Morgan is going to catch the zone low. It's 0-1. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside Avery Barton back at our Mount from the studio. This game is starting to go on forever. Last time these two teams met, they went 2.5 hours for one game. 0-1 coming. Fits it inside. It's going to be a ground ball. Picked up by Harrison. Throw on the run is going to get away. More runs are going to score for Highland. Run number 6 are going to wave run number 7 across. Here comes a throw from Metter. It's into the plate. It's going to get away. Another error on the Rams. Now a throw over to third base. The runner is going to be safe. It'll be a runner on third with 2 outs and a 7-1 Highland lead.
Got thrown around and a forced play. Sawyer got the play done, but threw off balance over the first base. Ball gets by Metter, and then Metter compounded throwing it back to third, back to the plate, bouncing the dirt. 2 errors on the play, and Highland has a 7-1 lead on those errors and a runner at third with 2 outs. Can't do that against anybody, especially a quality team here.
So here comes a pitch into Zach Steve, who stands in. His team leads 7-1, 3 runs here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs and a runner on third base. Gets ahead here, 1-0.
Wayne City softball. Congratulations to them. They'll go with the Odin sectional.
Sending Avery Barton a pick right now for him to have a heads up to get that done right away, if he can. He brought his Mac. 3-0 is the count now to Steve to update you.
Happy times in Wayne City,
I'd say. Of course, we know Jefferson County will have a regional champion baseball today, at least. It's 3-1 now to Steve. Top of the 6th, 7-1 ball game. 2 outs here, a runner on third. Highland is really starting to pull away. Pitch inside, and that'll catch. Got a gift there, 3-2.
Yeah, got a lot of white there. Of the batter's box.
Avery Barton's the man. I don't know if I tell him that enough.
Good job, Abe. Put it on both, did you?
Oh, it's not that. Got to get it. 2 of them first. Okay. Full count. This one's going to be ripped into left field. Paninsky on the run. This is back to the wall. Another run will score. Around first, headed for second is Zach Steve, and it'll be another RBI double for the Bulldogs.
Another ball that was laid down the middle and just flat ripped over the head of Paninsky and left. And that's another run that's 8-1. Highland soften it up. High school softball, Massac beats Carterville 7-0. So Massac County remains undefeated and heads to the DuQuoin sectional.
Nice.
Shocked they shut Carterville out.
That does.
I'm going to have to go down to DuQuoin, I believe, one day next week, maybe, hopefully, and check things out. Might be able to get in free there.
2 outs, runner on second, and that's the first baseman, Zappia, who is 0-2 today. Walked, but it's blown out. Struck out today and takes the first pitch strike for 0-1.
Harrisburg leads Vienna now 3-0. Baseball after 3.
Time called by the batter. No balls, 1 strike, a runner on, and 2 outs here at the top of the 6th. 8-1 is your score. Bulldogs lead. Tried for a breaking pitch that time, left it hanging, but a good play by Williams. Take it out of the dirt, fire over to first inside. Damage done here in the 6th as Highland scores 4 more times to take an 8-1 lead. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Tony Wilton Mount Vernon at 242-1421.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke earned his medical degree at the University of Illinois in Chicago and has degrees in anatomy and physiology from UC Berkeley, and he brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
And we welcome you back to Mount Vernon here at Brennan Klein Memorial Field. The Rams trail Highland 8-1 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Due up for the Rams here in the bottom half of the sixth. It should be 4, 5, and 6. Colt Metter, Trevor Flota, and Matthew Williams, who looked like they were getting things around to maybe trying to formulate a comeback attempt in the fifth. Then surrender 4 runs on some plays that ended up with a total of now 5 errors on the game for the Rams defense. Metter's going to look one to the left on the first pitch scene. Retreating is Balkenbush, who sets up nicely to make the grab. And you can tell he plays at home in his spacious outfield here at Glick Park.
Yep, you can tell. Just went back to the edge of the warning track and made the catch on the hard hit long fly ball. 5 errors today for the Rams. They're going to look back, at least that's what I have officially, and that's going to be the thing they look back. A lot of gift runs today via the walk and the errors.
First pitch to Flota's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. 1 out, base is empty. Bottom of the 6th inning. Rams trail Highland. Last score of 8-1. Another pitch in the dirt. Good eye by Flota. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Game here, though, is 8-1 Highland. Here in the bottom of the 6th, a pitch up and away. The count's 2-1 to Flota.
Shelbyville won everything.
That's a great day for Shelbyville Rams and Lady Rams. This will be hit the opposite way. Flota puts a single into right center field, so the Rams get their second base hit of the day. It'll bring up Matthew Williams with the runner on.
Nice piece of hitting. Stood up on those toes, got a good swing on the outside pitch, and drove it out in the grass in right field for the base hit.
8-1 ball game. Wow. Quite a few guys in the dugout before you get to the tying run here. Lefty pitcher on the hill, I neglected to tell you, and it's swung on a miss on the first pitch. We're trying to multitask. We're trying to get a lot of information to a lot of people. It's nothing to wonder, William.
Haberer had went 101 pitches, so you knew he wasn't going to be long for the game, as they say.
I believe this is McLeod. The red up on them prior. Cal Eldred's palm ball, the left-handed variety, misses high, 1-1.
Haberer had 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, but that was earned 4 walks, 9 Ks.
So Nashville beats Redbud 4-0 as this one's lifted in the right. Pop fly, easily caught. Great handle there by Grant Gephardt for the second out.
4-0, the Hornets win over Redbud. Nashville's got the winner of Mater Dei and Carlisle. 4-0 over the Musketeers. Guess scouting didn't help that other team that's in that regional.
Nope. So 1 on and 2 out now for pitcher Morgan. He'll bat for the first time, and he'll send 1 foul, apparently.
Well, and Nashville will get to host a sectional, so there's the flip side, whereas, DuQuoin softball is on the verge of losing, having to host a sectional. That's no fun. Nashville hosts one, they get to play in it.
So 0-1 with a runner on and 2 outs. 8-1 score. We are here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch comes, and Morgan should have an even count, I believe, at 1-1. Cloud gets set, and here it comes. This is going to be a ground ball, third base side. Good pickup there. Oh, a great job. And a fire across, I believe that's still Steve. And we make our way through 6 innings. The Rams strand another runner. 8-1 Bulldogs. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday sports show? WMIXSports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins. You did it. It's graduation day, and you've got that feeling beyond compare. From kindergarten to graduation, your day-to-day efforts have been your first long-term investment. Community First Bank extends congratulations along with a promise. In the coming year, we will increase our community scholarship dollars to encourage graduation goals across Jefferson County and further invest in our community. Like us on Facebook to learn more. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Rams Baseball is always powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 5 Jefferson County branches with responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to welcome you back to personal banking. Member FDIC. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Avery Barton back at our Mount Vernon studio. As the Twitterverse is really heating up, you can follow us there at WMIX Sports. 8-1 ball game here in the top of the 7th. Highland on top. See if they add to it here or if the Rams are able to stop it. It'll be Zappia, Geppert, Falkenbush. Make that Geppert, Falkenbush, Holzinger, bottom of the order due up, barring any changes. What's the book wrong? It smells good over there from the old session shack on the grill. I guess that's going to be the meal for the Bulldogs and the Rams.
Yep.
It's quick 0-1 count as Morgan works ahead.
A double down there. Couple 7.
How does that work?
Lucky 7.
Yeah, I'd say.
Get a cherry in the middle of ding, 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 ding.
1-1 the count here to the lefty. Geppert had a pretty good day defensively. Now gets ahead here 2-1. Pitch missed away. Scoreboard update today of all season long brought to you by Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance. Say more about Tony after the 2-1. It turns into 3-1 on the pitch off the plate to the left. Find him online at TonyWilton.com. Or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. My apologies, it's 2-2 on a strike that got the batter's box. Yeah.
Because that previous one was a strike. That should have been 1-2. But
okay, so the count's full now. We'll wait until we see what happens. Instead of using common sense. Soft liner to float, makes the grab for your first out.
Almost too dark.
Good grief.
Yeah.
That was awful. Hate to be that way. I'm going to be that way. That was horrible. Anyhow, 1 out and approaching. Looks like this will be Tyler Lawson in the pinch hit. And we will also see this Klosterman on deck. Is that long O or short O? Soft O. Long O.
Say Klosterman.
I was going to go with. Or Klosterman, too, in some parts. Usually not in the Metro East. First pitch in the dirt to Lawson. It's 1-0. Well, when we get scores, we've already tweeted.
Yeah.
Usually it's from that one and umpire is running partner.
Yeah, but umpires are important. They help us. We're friends of the umpires and officials.
Most of the time. 1-1 in the dirt, 2 balls in the strike.
Well, unless we're spit down.
Or
a real home run.
Strike in the opposite batter's box. Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the loss. Going to try to send this the opposite way, and that'll be a base hit. So 1 out single.
As they say, they're hitting them where they ain't. 9th hit of the day for the Bulldogs here in Game 1.
And that'll bring in the lefty. Chris Klosterman in the bat. Runner on first, 1 out here, top 7. Highland leads 8-1 in Game 1. We'll have game number 2 for you after this one. First pitch strike for 0-1. Rams will send up 8, 9, and 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Morgan gets set out of the stretch. Gets him to chase the high pitch, 0-2.
Highland getting people some swings here last weekend of the regular season. Alton beats Columbia in baseball 2-1.
It's a good game for Columbia and Alton. Be a good opponent to have.
Yeah, Columbia.
Might as well just go invade Monroe County. Or Springburg's in St. Clair. As the 0-2 misses. Off the plate to the left-hander, 1-2 strike.
Clinton.
Oh. Umpire listening. We appreciate him. 1-2. As it comes.
It's me. I've already discussed that very fact. And I'll have it with me tomorrow.
Boy,
calm down.
Impatient.
If he could learn where to park at DuQuoin, he'd be a lot better off.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I saw the picture the other day.
With 1 out and a runner on. Here it comes. Fouled off. Stays alive. We'll do it again. Committee First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Rams. Seabury Ashby and Mount Vernon. They'll welcome you back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
Parking in places he shouldn't be.
That'll happen.
Well, he only does postseason games for one team. I don't know how he does it. Yeah, that retainer fee must be huge.
Comes inside, strikeout called, and that will be, I believe, the first strikeout for Morgan. The second ain't work.
Well, we're waiting on updates from Weber when that starts here at 1 o'clock. That's the other game we're really interested in here at WMIX, our coverage area. Of course, that area goes to Finland, so we know.
Yeah, it does now, apparently. Don't even have to file a CP for that. This is going to be a called first strike. To the center fielder, Carriagers had a pretty good day. It'll be 0-1. 8-1 ball game. Recruits join us. Top of the 7th. Highland on top, looking to try to add some insurance. CP, short construction permit, for those of you not in the industry, I guess. Runner on. 2 outs. Here comes. Ground ball, first base side, foul. And it's quickly 0-2 to Carriager. Again, Rams will send up 8-9-1. Right now it's Harrison Peninsky Pike. You're well to Cloud 7
out there in umpiring land.
Which Twitter account am I even under? Oh, man. Wrong one again. As this is going to be a ground ball, see its way through. And then some issues out in center. The Rams just allow this inning to continue.
10 hits now for Highland. That ball, Matthew Williams is there. He was there and down and in position. Ball had some awkward spin on it from the left-handed hit. Got over top of the glove. Been that kind of day here in Game 1 for the Rams.
So 8-1 score, top 7, 2 outs. Bulldogs have Czerwinski after a couple of base hits here in the inning. Morgan and the Rams looking to try to get out of it. It's Mason to stand in. Had an RBI double this last time. Sacrifice in the first, single in the third. Fouled out back in the fourth. The RBI double was back, believe it or not, in the 6th inning. The Rams have not gotten the Bulldogs to go 1-2-3 in any inning. Worth noting, I believe. I think the first and the third had four plate appearances in it. And this one's going to hit the cheek of Joel Mason, so that'll load the bases for Austin McLeod.
Yeah,
relief pitcher. All right, then.
Wheels have kind of come off here for the Rams in this game. The thing about it is they still have another today and then that regional on Wednesday, but not the way they wanted to have their 2 final games here go so far.
So this one will be sent the opposite way to right, and that is going to be a foul ball down the line. Pike ran after it. So did Metter. So did Flota. That's going to be a loud strike here for the pitcher, McLeod.
Thank goodness got been 2 more runs. Well, that one landed down behind the first base bag down the line. If that would have hit in, that would have been 2 runs at least.
Easily. So 0-1 the count. Bases loaded. This one could be trouble. It's going to slice over towards right center field. And on the run, Thomas makes a nice diving grab. And Highland strands the bases loaded in the 7th. We're through 6.5. It's 8-1 Highland. This is Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank.
What is good sports talk, really? Around these parts, it's the WMIX Saturday Sports Show. Every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. With a vast assortment of interviews and knowledgeable in-studio discussion. It's the most content-driven local sports show on the radio dial. And it's every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. Only on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com. Where you can listen on your computer, smartphone, or any device. It's all made possible by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Don't just dream about a better job. Go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Red Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Red Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Oh, man. Why can't breaks sometimes just be like 10 seconds longer? Chris, Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX and WMIXSports.com as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Last chance for the Rams. We'll see Pat Bradford getting that bat here at AB on behalf of Sawyer Harrison. It looks like.
Yeah, maybe somebody else coming next. Hayden. I see him standing on the rail, but he's not doing much of anything yet.
Here, I do something on the phone. I forgot what it was.
Harrisburg leads Diana 5-0 after 5 in baseball. I'll hit my perpetual limit, I believe.
Oh, that's what I was doing. So, Bradford leads it off for the Rams as he sends one high into the air into right center field. On the run, of course, is Gepper, who makes the grab.
First pitch swinging. Mr. Weber will come up here in the seventh. Tim Holloway gets some guys some swings here. And this game will go over the 2-hour mark by about 5 minutes or so.
Yep.
Redbud beats Waterloo 10-1 in softball today.
And here comes the pitch on the way to Thomas. Gets underneath it. And Weber could be a result of an F70. Well, that's a great play. Good job there. It was a high pop fly. Balkenbush, no problem. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the seventh.
Redbud beats Jabot 10-1 in softball.
Not bad. Oh, in steps Jake Pike. He'll be left in there. 2 outs, bases empty in the seventh. And he'll take one in the back. Ouch.
Everybody's getting even.
Amen.
And now Thomas will step up. So Redbud, after that recent win over Jabot, Redbud will play Massac County at DuQuoin, and then Nashville waits the winner of Harrisburg and Frankfort.
Crazy.
Lane and toward the Massac-Nashville battle really bad.
McLeod will fire one to the dirt. So Landon Thomas for first pitch ball. Just 1-0. Game 2 will be coming up probably about 15 minutes or so, maybe 10, 5, who knows. After the conclusion of our first pitch relay postgame show, Thomas is going to rip one into right field. Pike's around second, headed for third, and he's going to be held up there. It'll be first and third.
Third hit for the Rams today. First opportunity rose in a while to score. Massac County today goes to 30-0-1.
How crazily incredible is that?
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, Nashville's going to have something to say about it, even though Massac beat Nashville like 3-0 at SIU here about a month ago. Those two are on a collision course with each other.
Instead of bringing Callan Young, who's due. 8-1 ball game, bottom of the seventh, 2 outs, 2 aboard for the Rams. Still got a ways to go. As McLeod will miss high to Young, and it's 1-0. Oh, Lady Indians of Wayne City will take on Oakville. Yeah, Wednesday at Odin. The 1-0 pitch on the way in the dirt, 2 balls, no strikes.
You get this time of year and you start advancing, you just say, why not us?
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank, asking why you...
WMIX Mount Vernon. Every time. Nothing they can do about it.
Nope. No matter how ready you can be for it. station ID pops up in this place.
2-1 Calvin. This one is going to be sent foul down the first base line. A little bit of squibber.
And the Rams down to their final strike.
Two Calvin. This one's going to be a high pop fly, foul territory. And there you go. That'll be grabbed by the pitcher McLeod for the final out. We'll take a break. 8-1 is your final here in Game 1. As the Rams strand another pair in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll have Game 2 coming up in a bit. Right now, we need to get to your Smith Chevrolet postgame show. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank, asking why you bank with Community First Bank. Is it knowing your deposits are also vital to home loans in Jefferson County and our local economy? Is it having your choice of convenient locations and ATMs? Is it seeing a staff of friendly faces you recognize as your neighbors? These are all reasons enough to count, though you only need one, and we are honored you chose us. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
The 2013 Dodge Avenger has no interest in blending in, and neither should you. Hi, Roy Schmidt Dodge dealer at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon. Stand out in the all-new Avenger. From its crosshair grille to ring-of-fire tail lamps, the Dodge Avenger takes an aggressive stance that's impossible to ignore. It's also impossible to ignore $3,000 in customer cash or 0% financing for 72 months. But it is what's inside that really counts. And with premium materials and soft-touch surfaces, the interior of the 2013 Avenger gets you there more comfortably than ever. Plus, those incentives leave your wallet a little more comfortable as well. See our selection online at KingCityChrysler.com or visit with one of our associates at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and find us on Facebook.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
When you hear the warm, inviting sound of a crackling fire, what comes to mind? A rustic campground? A cozy cabin? How about the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center? Our new family lounges feature a lot of comforts you might not expect. Things like this. No, that's not a babbling brook or serene stream out in the countryside. It's a 2-story waterfall located right here at Good Samaritan. And that's not the only way we're raising the bar for patient comfort. We've added lush healing gardens, as well as wall after wall of beautiful artwork, all designed to create the perfect healing atmosphere. And if all this sounds like music to your ears, we encourage you to check us out. Chances are, we're not too far from where you are right now.
The new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday Sports Show? WMIXSports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
And we welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, SchmidtChevrolet.com. Rams lose this first game of the doubleheader, 8-1 to the Highland Bulldogs. We're not going to waste much time. We'll get to your Highland County postgame now.
Highland, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 11 left on base. The Rams had 1 run, 3 hits, 5 errors, 8 left on base. Jake Haberer the winner, Landon Thomas the loser in a game that took 2 hours and 7 minutes. Highland beats Mount Vernon in Game 1 of the doubleheader, 8-1 today.
There we go. Well, we'll take a break, and when we come back here on your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show, we'll come back to the Rinley College Player of the Game, of course. Heartland Accounting is your small business expert. Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. We need to take a break. 8-1 your final. Highland takes Game 1. We'll have Game 2 coming up shortly. Now we need a Rinley College Player of the Game. We'll take that break. This is Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank.
I'm Edie Robb with a look at your next rad weather. Clouds and sunshine, warm this afternoon, high 81. For tonight, patchy clouds, low 63. Clouds and sunshine on Sunday with a shower or thunderstorm, high 89. Warm and humid with patchy clouds. Tomorrow night, a shower or thunderstorm, low 67. Warm and humid Monday with showers and thunderstorms for a high 89. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Are you interested in a career in the culinary arts but can never afford the high cost of cooking school? Rend Lake College has a low-cost recipe for success. For as little as $5,500 per year, you can get a quality culinary arts education in your own backyard. That even includes books, tuition, class fees, and supplies. Learn to master domestic fare, pastry, and foreign cuisine in Ina, Illinois. Save thousands on a culinary arts education at Rend Lake College. For more information, log on to rlc.edu/culinary-arts.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
WMIXsports.com. The Rams fall in game number 1 to the Highland Bulldogs by a score of 8-1. They fall to 25-8-1. Highland improves to 26-8. We need a Rend Lake College player of the game, and sometimes, just sometimes, there's that phenomenal effort you just have to reward from the other team.
Yeah, you just have to look at Jake Haberer and his 5 innings there on the hill. Had several strikeouts, I think 9 included, and you just have to tip your cap and give him the player of the game today.
Rend Lake College will save you thousands of dollars on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see how you can save big money on over 100 degree certificate programs. rlc.edu. That's pretty well going to do it for us in Game 1. We'll close things out here on your Schmidt Chevy post-game show and come back with your Landers Collision Center's pregame after a brief break. We won't be gone long, we promise you that. And between now and then, please enjoy some of America's best music here on AM 940. Of course, I'm Chris Hugo on behalf of Danny Czerwinski and Avery Barton, reminding you of your final score as the Mount Vernon Rams fall to the Highland Bulldogs 8-1. So long for now.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at WMIXsports.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Rend Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music, WMIX. Find archived broadcasts of Rams baseball at WMIXsports.com.